Welcome back to Funchal for the last time. Still a cloudy day in the capital, and there is the scene. The Madeira 2024 Paraswimming European Open Championships here in Funchal's Olympic Swimming Complex. Day 7 of the 7-day meet. My name's Paul Noble. I'll be taking you through the action as always. And with me again for the final time, Liz Johnson. Good evening, Liz.
Good evening, Paul. Last one, fast one.
Yeah, it's going to be a great final. We've had 128 European champions crowned already this week. We've got another 20 to go tonight to complete the set of 148 European titles handed out. Some very exciting races. We're expecting some very exciting headwear in the crowd as well.
We've seen some exciting outfits over the course of the week. Some good flags. And Lizzie.
Some good mascots as well. That's Lizzie. And here's what we're going to expect from the session tonight. There we go. We start off with 100 breaststroke in the SB8 class for men and women. We've got 100 backstrokes as well in the S10. That's going to be very fast. We love the S11 events. They've been really competitive this week and produced some good results. It's the 400 for the S11 class tonight. We've got some S7 events as well. We've seen world records in the men's S7. And the S4 again has been very competitive. Some more visually impaired races. It's the 200 individual medley in the SM13 classification. ER Boki going for his 30th European title. We've got a few hundred freestyles as well, a few sprints for the butterfly and the freestyle events. And after the 100 meters butterfly S14, that very exciting finale, another relay for us to enjoy. And you know, Liz, everybody loves a relay.
I was going to say, can I say it one more time? But you beat me to it. Everybody loves a relay. Except maybe if you are the commentators or the director or the time judge, the touch judge. But it is a great thing to be a part of.
And Team Orange, well, they'll be back again tonight. They won the medley relay, 34 points, the Dutch. And there is one of their relay champions there, Florian Bulcher. Don't think we're seeing Florian Bulcher in action tonight, but we will see the Dutch team in that relay. It's going to be fantastic again for the last time. We welcome our officials onto poolside. So our technical officials have been here for all the sessions as we have, Liz. And again, they've done a great job. The White Army rather than the Orange Army, shall we call them?
It's true. They are very much the White Army this week. And everything seems to, dare I say it, touch wood, run very smoothly on the pool side.
Well, one more session to go. We haven't had many delays at all, have we? No real major issues. We're delayed because of swim-offs, of course, extra events that we put on, but we don't mind swim-offs, do we?
No, you love a swim-off.
I do, and we had some crackers as well. Today we had 2 swim-offs today, and we'll see these swimmers take their place in the final. They're both for 8th place. I thought we were going to have one for a reserve spot, but it didn't happen. But never mind, we can always hope for next thing.
I think you've had your fair share of close finishes, though. We've had some dead heats for gold, for silver, for 8th place, and for second reserve, wasn't it, actually, in the end?
Yeah, second reserve it was, yeah. So the officials moved to the side, they moved to their stations. We are just about a minute or so away from our first final of tonight, the women's 100 breaststroke in the SB8 classification. Italy have had a great week of action. They top the medal table. Can anyone catch them? Ukraine in second place are pretty close behind, but a big evening of action just about to kick off now for this women's 100 metres breaststroke SB8. Again, we'll see a range of classifications, a range of impairments, physical impairments, visual impairments and intellectual impairments are going to be taking part tonight in these 20 finals. For all the finals, the swimmers will come on outside in, so the outside lanes will come in first, moving in towards the faster swimmers in the middle. Efimia Gikuli, World Championship bronze medalist for Greece, goes in lane 8. Paralympic finalist Elena Kliachina from late 18-year-old, she goes in lane number 1. Rekata, the 19-year-old from Hungary, goes in 7. Adelina Rozetnanova goes in lane number 2, the Paralympic bronze medalist. Victoria Ishilova, the European champion, goes in lane number 6. She's had a very good week, Ishilova. Can she pose a challenge? Centre lanes, Nuraya Marquez Soto, third fastest into this final. Already 2 goals to her name in the IM and in the backstroke. Her teammate, Anastasia Dimitrieva, may well be the one to beat the world champion. In the last 2 years, she won it here in 22 and last year in Manchester. She won the title again, but there is the Paralympic champion, Ellen Keane. Well, she was the European champion back in 2018. Dimitrieva was ahead of Ellen Keane in the last 2 World Championships. Ireland's Ellen Keane in the fast lane, fastest from the heats. The world champion Anastasia Dimitrieva goes right next to her in lane number 5. Great way to start the evening, Liz. There's Nuraya Marquez Soto in 3, but Anastasia Dimitrieva and Ellen Keane, they will be the big 2. They'll be the ones to beat in the centre.
Yeah, everyone will be expecting a head-to-head between those 2 swimmers in the yellow lanes. Going well in the early stages, it just is Dimitrieva through the 25 metres, but there's not a lot in it down that first 25. Dimitrieva looking strong. That high stroke of Ellen Keane going well for Ireland. It's pretty close behind them. Going well in lane 2 is Razdanova. She looks like she is the best of the rest at the moment. 37.80. Keane 38.73. Ishilova got the touch, 40.74, just ahead of Marcus Soto by 0.2. Now Dimitrieva had an excellent turn there, and Keane's going to need to make her move soon if she wants to get back on track. But with 25 metres to go, Dimitrieva is in control.
Well, she certainly is the world champion. Looks like she is going to become the European champion. I don't think Ellen Keane has got an answer to the power of Dimitrieva. It's going to be an excellent swim from the Spanish world champion, and she is going to win this first title of the evening at a time there just over the 120 mark, 120.72 for Dimitrieva. It's 124.19 for Ellen Keane, and Ishilova, the previous European champion, gets in for the bronze medal position. But there is Anastasia Dimitrieva, well, following up those 2 wins in the World Championships the last 2 years, and she will be the European champion. Ellen Keane in second this time, and Ishilova looks delighted with that swim to claim the bronze.
Strong swim to come in for bronze. She was challenged all the way by Marcus Soto, but it went to the form guide Anastasia Dimitrieva. She looked excellent in the breaststroke leg of the 34-point mixed relay earlier in the week. Ellen Keane working her way back to her best.
Yeah, and in the finish there, well, there was clear water between Dimitrieva and Ellen Keane. And Ishilova up there in lane 6, winning that tight contest for bronze. But there is the champion, the new European champion, Anastasia Dimitrieva. Dimitrieva adds to the world title she won in the last 2 years to win in 120.72, her first European title. Ellen Keane from Ireland takes the silver medal, and Victoria Ishilova takes the bronze. Well, 1 down, Liz. And, well, probably going according to the form book there. Dimitrieva really dominated this event since she burst onto the scene a couple of years back. Ellen Keane is a Paralympic champion. She'll be going into Paris as Paralympic champion. And I'm sure she'll be on great form when she gets there. But Anastasia Dimitrieva looking good there.
Yeah, that is going to be an exciting race in Paris.
So another Spanish swimmer leads out the finalists for the men's 100 breaststroke in the SB8 class. Carlos Martinez in lane number 8. Ron Volpert, world and European finalist from Israel. He goes in lane number 1. Robin Lixor for Estonia takes his place in lane 7. World Championship finalist last year. Federico Morlacchi, he's been a champion in this event in 2014 and in 2016. What can he do, the experienced Italian? Daniel Smirnov had a good heat swim to qualify in 4th place. Paralympic Games, 5th position for Smirnov in Tokyo. And Andreas Onea from Austria just missed out on the medals in the individual medley yesterday. He's looking for his 5th European medal in this event. And the two in the centre, Oscar Salguero Galisteo, Paralympic champion from 2016 in Rio. And there's the Spaniard, qualified in 2nd position, just behind the man in the middle, Andre Kalina. What a record he has got over the years. 4 times a Paralympic gold medalist in this event. He qualified fastest. His first Paralympic title was back in 2004 in Athens. And the world record is held by Andre Kalina. World record holder goes in lane number 4. World record has stood since the Beijing Paralympic Games in China in 2008.
Yeah, Kalina really was head of everybody in this event for a number of years. Salguero Galisteo's got off to a good start, but as expected, Kalina, with that very unique stroke, he drives forward and uses the power in his legs, already up in a commanding lead. He's got about a body length lead over Salguero Galisteo as they come into the turn, and right there with Salguero Galisteo is Smirnov. Kalina turns 32.39, 33.37 for Salguero Galisteo, and it's 33.58 for Smirnov.
Yeah, Kalina now heading for home. He's got a fantastic record in this event. It's only Salguero Galisteo that is the Paralympic champion in the last 20 years, apart from Kalina in this event. And he looks like he's going on to win another European title. He last won the title back in 2011. So Kalina into the wall now. Another European title for him. 109.00 for Kalina. Salguero Galisteo gets in for silver medal position, and it will be Smirnov who gets in for the bronze medal position. But Kalina again absolutely dominated that one. Salguero Galisteo will be delighted to be on the medal podium, I am sure, but he did not have an answer to the power of Kalina, and no one has in the last 20 years hardly.
No, Kalina has. He really advanced this SB 800 with breaststroke, and he's been so consistent as well. I mean, to go 2 seconds off a time that you went in 2008, well, is amazing.
Yeah, unbelievable swimming there for Kalina. Well, he won the title 2009, 2011. He did win it last time in 2021, so he was the reigning champion, Kalina. But fantastic technique for Kalina. He's just been exactly the same for years and years and years. Never seems to tire, never seems to be challenged in this SB8, and again Kalina will be the champion. A superb record that he has, Andre Kalina. He wins in the time of 109.00. Oscar Salguero Galisteo will take the silver medal, and Daniel Smirnov takes the bronze, just ahead of Robin Lixor from Estonia and Morlacchi, who had a close contest for 4th. Well, first 2 finals, Liz, probably gone according to the form book. But this next one coming up, well, there's one major favourite for this one, the swimmer in lane 4, Paralympic champion, but we've seen some close contests in this S10 class. It's very difficult to call some of the events earlier this week.
Yeah, and it's going to be tight, but as you said, Pap will come out in lane 4 as the favourite.
There's another Estonian in this final, Susanna Cole. World Championship finalist last year, the Estonian. Ksenga Hots goes out to lane number 1, 15-year-old Hungarian. In another final here, Amber Haycock swam well to qualify for this final in 7th position. The Great Britain swimmer, the 16-year-old, another final for her. The only non-European in this one is Hannah Price, the Australian. She goes in lane number 2. Emmeline Pierre has been on good form. Couple of medals in the freestyle event, the 50 and the 100 freestyle. She goes in lane number 6. But Lisa Kruger has 2 gold medals to her name already at these championships. She is the Paralympic Games bronze medalist. Annelle Roulet, World Championship bronze medalist last year. Behind the swimmer in lane number 4, Bianca Papp. What a record the Hungarian has in this event. Winning the title in 2016, 18 and 21. She's won the world title last year and she's won the Paralympic Games in Tokyo in 2021. She qualified around about 0.7 of a second faster than Annelle Roulet. So Papp in the middle, trying to keep that run of dominance going in this 100 backstroke S10. Bianca Papp, the 2 French swimmers side by side in 5 and 6. Lisa Kruger from the Netherlands in lane 3.
Well, they are away well, and Kruger in 3 is using that underwater very well, as is Pierre up there in 6. It was those that were best off the block. You can see Kruger down here closest to us as she went through that picture. Papp, though, an excellent stroke rate that she's been having in her other events, and she's been finishing very strongly. So if she's in it, which she is at the turn, then she'll feel like she is in a good position. Papp gets her feet to the wall first, 33.44, just 4/100ths ahead of Kruger, with Pierre 34.10 and Roulet 34.29. It's between those 4, it looks like, at the moment for the podium, but there's still 25 metres to go.
Yeah, Lisa Kruger with a good turn took her ahead of Papp there, but Papp now coming back in that centre. 4 swimmers in the mix here for the medals. Papp and Lisa Kruger maybe just stretching away now. Roulet trying to come back, but it's going to be Papp again, continuing this great run in the European Championship. She gets in 108.69. Kruger in second in 109.19, and an excellent finish in the centre there from Annelle Roulet of France to claim the bronze medal, just coming in ahead of her teammate in the closing stages there. Thumbs up from Lisa Kruger. She was very, very close to Bianca Papp there, but the champion did just enough in the closing stages. A little bit of a blowing of the cheeks there for Bianca Papp. She was under pressure there, but she came through like the champion she is to take gold.
Yeah, she worked hard for that one, Bianca Papp. As we said, she's been swimming well. We don't know what phase of training some of these athletes are in at the moment in their preparations for the Paralympic Games. And that just means that sometimes you haven't got that very top gear that you are looking for when you need it. So she's been working hard. She's got a high stroke rate there, and you can just see her coming away to take the victory. 108.69 is the fastest time in the world this year, so she'll be delighted with that as well.
Yeah, well done to Bianca Papp. She's the European champion again. Lisa Kruger was delighted with that swim. The result for this 100 metres backstroke S10, Bianca Papp is a European champion again for the 4th time in a row. Lisa Kruger takes the silver medal, and Annelle Roulet a fast finish to finish ahead of her teammate for bronze.
After that, the women's 400 freestyle S11 and the men's 400 freestyle S11 to follow.
Well, the champions and the favourites coming through strongly tonight, Liz.
Yep, no major upsets yet. Seems to be following the script.
This is going to be an interesting one, this one as well. Another Dutch swimmer in this one, one of the home swimmers as well. Big chance for a medal for Portugal tonight. Is that Ellen Keane's dad? Where's the green suit? I'm disappointed not to see that green Irish suit on the poolside.
Well, we've talked about how many times people have been to Madeira. Maybe he's realised it's a little too warm for his Irish suit.
Oh dear, that Irish suit is just, you know, it has to, it can't have been retired. It's been seen at every Paralympic major event for many years now. Ellen Keane's supporters, her mum and dad, always come to see her, and they'll be celebrating that silver medal later tonight. So, again, we must be ahead of schedule, Liz. This is unheard of at the major championships. There's the Spanish, David Levesque, Jose Maria Alcaraz and Sarai Gascon. Well, there's the Spanish team staff as well. Oh, they've had a good week, haven't they? Some stars emerging, some of the well-known names as well, still delivering on the big stage, the Spanish.
Yes, Spain have got a very, very strong squad. Oh, there's Nicole Turner's supporters and the Keanes. The flags are out, the suits are not. They've got new T-shirts, that's what it is.
They look like they're having a great time out
It's
here.
Croatians. Paulo Novina, medalist in the 50, a little bit earlier. And here's the Dutch. I think we'll see Chantal later on in the relay. One of the very last thing.
As with the Spanish, Sarai Gascon, we saw just there in the crowd, she'll be in that relay later as well.
There's Emma Micic again, the Croatian. She's had a good week, hasn't she? Winning that title in the 400 freestyle. Another medal yesterday as well. These youngsters really stepping up at the major championships, Liz.
Yeah, she did swim very well in that 400, and then you could just see the confidence then when she swam to get on the podium again last night. And I think that is, when you're youngsters, you can just keep backing up these swims. You just revel every single opportunity to swim on this stage, and it does more often than not bring out the best in the athletes.
Yeah, it certainly does. I'm not sure what the delays are. There's Ellie Chalice's dad, and she messaged you about the flag, I think, a little bit earlier, didn't she, Liz? She was telling us that her dad has a flag and it represents the meningitis flag. So Ellie Chalice obviously had meningitis. That's how she had her impairment. So her dad's supporting the meningitis awareness. And he's in, as you said, in pole position. Ukrainian's got a good spot there, right at the top of the balcony.
Plenty of action still to come.
They have, like, yes, there's some good flags. The Ukrainian flags match the wheels on the wheelchair as well.
We haven't had our usual flag game, have we? I'm disappointed with that, Liz.
It's because we're not there, we can't see all of them.
That's right.
Normally you test me at any given opportunity.
The Portals, Team Portal, again, really supporting the French, and they've been great this week as well. Again, some really fantastic swims we've seen from them. Hugo Didier's backstroke was superb last night, and he'll be in again tonight, Hugo Didier. The Spanish. I'm just looking at David Levesque's record in the European Championships, and he won his first title in 2001 in Stockholm. That was your debut, wasn't it, Liz? You were there at that time?
That was my first Europeans, yes. Then we stopped having them for a number of years.
That's right, yeah, the 8-year gap before the Reykjavik ones in 2009, but back on track now. There. Here's the men's 100 backstroke S10. We are there out for this S10 final. Thomas Cordeiro, he won the swim off. He was delighted to win that swim off this morning to claim his place in the final in 8th position. The only non-European is Gabriel Tomelin. He goes in the other outside lane, right across there in lane number 1. Ionimchenko Well, he's had a good week. Nemchenko, gold medalist in the 50 freestyle. What can he do in this backstroke? Stefano Raimondi. Well, Raimondi, 4 gold medals to his name and 1 silver behind Nemchenko earlier in the week. He'll be a threat from lane 2. Menciotti will be a threat as well. The world silver medalist last year behind Raimondi. Goes in lane number 6. There is the home favourite, João Fidalgo. Had to wait till the last day to make his debut for the Portuguese team. And the 2 Netherlands swimmers in the middle, Bas Takken, Paralympic finalist in Tokyo, and Olivier van der Voort, firm favourite for this one after his display in the relay. And he followed that up with another sensational time in qualification, 58.90 for van der Voort in qualification. Well, it's Paralympic Games silver medalist Olivier van der Voort. He goes in the centre lane in lane 4 next to his teammate. The 2 Italians, though, medalists at the World Championships last year. They could be threats.
Well, again, we started off with firm favourites, and it is very difficult to see past Olivier van der Voort after the way he swam both in the heat this morning and in the relay the other night.
Hope of the host nation with Fidalgo in lane 3. Van der Voort in 5. Watch out for Raimondi. 1 lane from the bottom in lane number 2, the Italian.
Raimondi, Menciotti, there's danger everywhere and starting well. It is Stefano Raimondi, that blue hat of Italy, in lane 2, at the bottom of the screen. He's going well off the start, as you would expect, but Van der Voort now already through and hitting the front as they go into the turn. 27.86 for Van der Voort, 28.87 for Raimondi, 29.38 for Menciotti. Nemchenko's going well in lane 7 for the Ukraine, but it is Van der Voort in the centre that has control.
Yeah, it was a very fast first split there from Van der Voort, just outside world record split. World record 57.19, but Van der Voort is coming back. He's going to take this European title. Olivier van der Voort, and just over the 58-second mark, 58.2. He will take the title. Raimondi will take the silver this time, and Menciotti the bronze. 2 medals for Italy, but there is the champion, Olivier van der Voort. Another great swim. 58 in the relay, 58 in qualification, and 58.24 in this final to take the title. We haven't seen him since the Rio Paralympic Games in 2016, but he's back with a vengeance and swimming incredibly well.
Yeah, absolutely amazing swim from Van der Voort. That's the quickest of the 3 swims that we have seen here from him this week. We talked this morning in the heats about how some swimmers have waited all week for their main event. Olivier van der Voort is one of those swimmers, and he's delivered there in style. Like I said, Raimondi got off well, but Van der Voort, his swim speed is just so quick. He swims his backstroke so clean, the way he moves through the water, and once he was at the front, there really was no looking back. He's clear of the field. Raimondi coming in second, and then Menciotti, another excellent swim to return to the podium this week.
Olivier van der Voort celebrates alongside Bas Takken, who just missed out on the medals, in 4th position in 101.90. Raimondi, nothing much you could do about that. It was a phenomenal swim from Olivier van der Voort to take the gold in the 100 backstroke S10, ahead of the 2 Italians who take the silver and the bronze medals. Wow, Olivier van der Voort, what a return for the Dutchman, Liz. He came back, I think, for that relay team specifically, but this backstroke that he's swimming, well, incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, it was so consistent as well. I think that was the other impressive thing.
So straight on quickly to the women's 400 freestyle in the S11 class. We saw Ronja Hamp from Finland, the 17-year-old, go through. Anastasia Shevchenko, Paralympic Games finalist, goes in 6. Tatiana Blatnerova from Slovakia, in her 5th European Championship, she goes in lane number 3. Eliza Humphrey, a medalist in the individual medley a few days ago, she goes in lane number 5, but the favourite, European record holder and European champion in 2016 and 2018 is Lisette Bromsma of the Netherlands. Well, we saw a Netherlands victory in that previous event. Lisette Bromsma is the favourite to take this 400 freestyle S11.
This is the women's 400 metres freestyle S11 final.
This is the S11 classification. So swimmers with no vision, they'll all be wearing blacked out goggles. European record held by Lisette Bromsma. She set that in the World Championships in London in 2019, 5:02.19. Either side of her, Tatiana Blatnerova and Eliza Humphrey, but in the middle, Bromsma has been on great form this week at these championships, very close to her lifetime best, or better than her lifetime best in some of the events. So it is Lisette Bromsma stretching away now at the front of this field, and well, it's going to be tough to beat the Dutch swimmer, isn't it, Liz?
Yeah, again, like with the last race, very difficult to see past the Dutch favourite in lane 4. She swam extremely well in the 50 right at the beginning of the week. Broke the 30-second mark twice in one day to better her lifetime best. So we know she's got the front end speed, her own European record in the individual medley and the 100 freestyle. So we know she's got that sort of middle distance speed as well, and then there's everything to suggest she's got that endurance. So we'll keep an eye on the clock. We see Bromsma. She went out in the first 50, 34.59. It was Tatiana Blatnerova that turned in second, and Anastasia Shevchenko was in third. Bromsma's gone over in 1:12.53, Blatnerova 1:16.57, Shevchenko 1:19.14, just ahead of Eliza Humphrey 1:19.66 after 100 metres.
Yeah, there's Eliza Humphrey and Anastasia Shevchenko. That's the tussle for the 3rd position as it stands at the minute. And, you know, all the swimmers kind of hugging the right-hand side of the lane rope. Bromsma just coming back into the centre now, just veering slightly across to the other side of the lane. And she takes the tap. We spoke about the tappers earlier on, Liz. Very important part of this S11, especially on the 400 freestyle.
Yes, Bromsma there going over 1:51.35, Blatnerova 1:58.20, Humphrey 2:02.47 to move up into third ahead of Shevchenko's 2:02.63. So it is very close between Humphrey and Shevchenko for that bronze medal position at the moment. But as you said, Paul, the tapping is so important, especially with the 400. The pace is different, and so you want to get as good a push off the wall as you can. And we can see there, that was a tap just to the right of the head for Bromsma to come up, and she came. And what we see with the S11 swimmers is typically they won't use as much underwater as swimmers are technically taught to do. As we just zoom in on a very tight turn there between Shevchenko and Humphrey, and it was Shevchenko who got her feet to the wall first that time, only by 3/100ths though, and Humphrey came back out in front. We turn our attentions back to Bromsma, and we'll watch her turn here as she veered over to the lane rope there. A little bit of a bump as she went under the flags, but we see here no underwater used, and often that is because they don't want to lose their positioning in the lane itself, so it's quicker for them to come back up and straight into their stroke. We have seen in the past when swimmers have been under the water for too long, come off the wall at an angle and ended up in the wrong lane, and they want to avoid that. So now As we're watching that turn there, Humphrey opened up a bit of a gap from Shevchenko. 3:30.7 was Eliza Humphrey's time at the 2:50 mark. Anastasia Shevchenko 3:32.04. But Brunsma's just going over at the other end, the 300-meter mark, 3:48.02. And as you said, Paul, it really is her against the clock.
Yeah, she's just a second or so shy of her own European record time that was set back in 2019. So it's another great swim for Lisette Brunsma here. In second place, Blatnerova goes over 4:08.66, so 20 seconds behind Brunsma. Eliza Humphrey beginning to open up a little bit of a gap now between her and Shevchenko. 4:14.33 for Humphrey and 4:18.41 for Shevchenko. But Lisette Brunsma going over on her final turn here. What a week she has had, and she's going to complete the week with a gold medal performance. Time there at the 3:50 mark, 4:26.98, and she's just been relentless in this 400 freestyle. She's had a great record in the 400 freestyle over the years. Certainly in Europe, she has been unbeaten in Europe really since she first won the title back here, right here in this pool in 2016. And Lisette Brunsma coming now to the last few meters, and she touches the wall in 5:05.67. An excellent swim again from Lisette Brunsma. She has been fantastic this week. She will take another gold medal. And here is the tussle now for silver. Humphrey was battling for the bronze. She's now battling for the silver because Blatnerova is just being caught now by Eliza Humphrey. It's a very fast finish by Humphrey, but I think Blatnerova is going to have enough to hold off the challenge. Only just though. Blatnerova in for the silver in 5:37.81, and Humphrey very close behind there in 5:38.61. So the gap in the end was just less than a second, and Eliza Humphrey made up 4 seconds I think in that last 50 meters. Fantastic finish there from Eliza Humphrey for her to claim another bronze medal. But Lisette Brunsma, well, excellent swim again from the great champion. Another European title for Lisette.
Yeah, excellent. Again, another race going to plan, going to the script. It was an excellent time as we just turn our attentions now to Ronja Alexandra-Haupt coming in to finish her 400 metres for Finland. She'll touch the wall in a time of 6:27.25. Just a few seconds outside of her entry time. But there is your European champion once again, Lisette Brunsma. Tops off an excellent week for her here at these European Championships.
Yeah, and these S11 swimmers, I mean, we have said it before this week, but you quite often forget that they're swimming with no vision at all. They're all wearing blacked out goggles, and well, it's a real skill just to try and be able to pull yourself in the, like, one direction to, you know, to stay straight down that lane. And these S11 swimmers do that incredibly well at high speed as well. And here is the tussle there for silver. Blatnerova just about had enough there. It's a great last couple of hundred there from Eliza Humphrey. She was in a battle for the bronze medal position for a long time, pulled through and almost took the silver.
So the referee is happy.
Yeah, she was almost 2 seconds quicker than Blatnerova on that last 50.
Result is confirmed. Lisette Brunsma takes another European title. The Netherlands swimmer finishes 5:05.67. Tatiana Blatnerova takes the silver medal, just 0.8 of a second ahead of Great Britain's Eliza Humphrey.
Please welcome the athletes for the men's 400 metres freestyle.
So back to the S11 class again, Liz. We're on to the men's event now. It's 400 freestyle. This promises to be a good one as well.
Representing Ukraine, Maxim Chernov.
Maxim Chernov goes in the outside lane for Ukraine. The 16-year-old.
In lane 1, a neutral.
Lane 1, the other end of the pool, Ilnur Garipov. Paralympic Games gold medalist in the relay in Tokyo.
In lane 7, representing Spain, Jose Ramon
Spanish
Cantero
swimmer,
Elvira.
only Spanish representative in this final is Jose Ramon Cantero Elvira, Paralympic Games finalist in Tokyo. Mikhailo Serbin goes in lane number 2. He is the reigning European champion in this one.
In lane 6,
And a close contest
Portugal,
back in 2021.
Marco Meneses.
And there is the home favourite, Marco Meneses. Can he get himself onto the medal podium again? He was there last night, silver medal in the backstroke. Another good chance for a medal for the Portuguese team. But Danilo Chufarov, 3 gold medals at the World Championships last year. He hasn't hit the top spot of the podium yet. Well, the world champion from last year was David Kratochvil, winning that incredibly exciting race against this man, Roger Dorsman, who took the silver last year. But he has been the Paralympic champion in 2021, the world champion in 2022. He hasn't taken a European title though, Roger Dorsman. But he will go in the centre lane. Kratochvil in 5, Chufarov in 3, Meneses might be in the mix as well. The home swimmer in lane number 6. But Dorsman is the European record holder. He set that when he won the gold medal in Tokyo at the Paralympic Games, 4:28.47. The world record held by John Morgan of the USA. And that has stood since 1992. It's one of the longest world records on the book. Dorsman in the middle lane. 5 gold medals to his name already at these championships. Can he make it number 6? Can he get ahead of the world champion from last year, Kratochvil, who has been sensational, the 16-year-old at these championships?
Yeah, Kratochvil, he finished very quickly this morning in the heats, which suggested that he had more in the tank, and he does seem to be taking it out a little more quickly here this evening. They tapped together, they turned together. Dorsman's feet get to the wall first, 29.43 to Kratochvil's 29.56, with Danilo Chufarov third, 31.59. Then it's only 0.3 ahead of Marco Meneses though, so the Portuguese crowd will start to get vocal.
Yeah, Dorsman going very well. He got a better turn. He certainly came off the turn a lot better than Kratochvil as he goes down to the 100 mark. Dorsman looking very, very smooth and relaxed in the early stages. 102.43, Kratochvil in 104.22 and Chufarov 106.74, but Meneses only just behind in 106.97, so very close for third. The leading 2 though look like they're away and clear, but Dorsman, well, he means business in the early stages. We saw him do this at the World Championships last year, and Kratochvil pegged him back, but Dorsman has been in great form here in Madeira. And, well, from this point, you wouldn't really bet against Dorsman as he goes over 135.83, Kratochvil 139.95, and Chufarov 142.20. So the gap now 4 seconds, and Dorsman is going really well here as he comes down to halfway.
Yeah, as you said, this is how he swam it at the World Championships in Manchester last year. David Kratochvil, a bit of an unknown there, sprung a bit of a surprise down the second half of the race. But Dorsman will be aware of that. You can't pull that trick twice. And Dorsman trying to get ahead to make sure that that gap is too big in the event that that would happen. 2:10.43 for Dorsman through 200 metres. Kratochvil 2:15.54. Chufarov and Meneses still stroke for stroke. 2:18.18 for Chufarov. Meneses 2:19.04. As they go into the wall together, but Chufarov gets around the wall more quickly. As we look now to the 250 turn, Dorsman takes tap and over it goes again. He just maintains such a good streamlined position. Little bump into the lane rope there as he came up and into his stroke. 2:43.90. That gap is increasing between him and Kratochvil. Kratochvil now 6.8 seconds behind. But it's still really close for that bronze medal. On the camera, it looks like Meneses is winning that tussle, but every time we hit the touchpad, it looks to be Chufarov.
Well, Dorsman is going to go over at the 300 mark. He's going to have a big lead now over Kratochvil, 3:18.60. And Kratochvil going over now in 3:25.84. The lead extending again. And Meneses has now moved into third position, 3:29.33 against 3:30.02. So the home crowd getting excited, but Dorsman away and clear at the front. Kratochvil surely can't catch him this time.
No, it definitely looks like Dorsman has done enough to take the gold medal. He's swimming a really quick pace here as well, and so he could challenge his own European record. That's probably what he's got his sights set on in this one, because Kratochvil is too far back. 7 seconds the difference. Meneses still in third position in that final turn, but only by 0.6.
Well, Meneses going really well, but here's Dorsman definitely inside European record pace as he comes into the last 10 now. It is Roger Dorsman. The European record is 4:28, and that has been smashed by Roger Dorsman. 4:26.57. It was a good finish from Kratochvil. What about this battle for bronze? Who's going to get it? It is Chufarov, just ahead of Meneses on the final strokes. Oh, goodness. Well, the home crowd, their hopes have been dashed there, but a great finish from Danilo Chufarov to claim that bronze medal. And the very final stroke ahead of Marco Meneses, but Dorsman celebrating at the front of the field. 4:26.57, a European record time. Great swim from Dorsman. And really the culmination of a fantastic week for the Dutch swimmer.
Yeah, it's a fitting way for Dorsman to finish these championships. He has been excellent all the way through.
Yeah, Dorsman inside that European record mark, edging ever closer to that very long-standing world record which has stood since 1992. He has said to me before that he's been targeting that one. He's been looking to claim that world record at some point, and he's getting closer.
Yeah, it's now a very realistic prospect that he could take that record down. As you said, one of the longest standing in the books, and it'll be a big day when it finally goes.
There is the champion. There's the tap at the end for Kratochvil. Again, as we said, the tapper is very important, and never more so important than that very close finish there. And Meneses again in fourth. Oh, we remember seeing him a couple of years back, Les, do exactly the same, get himself into medal position and just get picked at the very last stroke. And there is the result. Black top goggles have been checked, and the European record can be celebrated for Roger Dorsman. 4:26.57 for the Dutch swimmer, almost 2 seconds off the previous mark that he set back in the Tokyo Games. So great stuff from Roger Dorsman. A little bit of a fist pump there and a high five from the coach. So Dorsman takes it. Kratochvil will take the silver this time. Great event for the Czech swimmer. He takes another medal here, and Danilo Chufarov finishes and break the hearts of the host nation, just finishing ahead of Meneses for the bronze. So on the freestyle, S7 for the women. Nicola Sinclair Maitland, a medalist earlier this week. Sinclair Maitland, bronze medalist, one of Sweden's 2 bronze medal winners. Naomi Alejandra Ortiz Mendes, what a good swim she had in the 50 butterfly to take the open gold medal. And there's Anne Palian, again a medalist. She had it in the butterfly. She had a very busy schedule with 2 events in quick succession, but came out on top in that butterfly. Aguilera Ortiz Campos member of the Spanish relay team, and one of the 2 Australians in this one, Holly Warren, who won an open silver medal in the 400 freestyle. Veronika Korsova, well, she's been a real find for the Ukrainian team, the winner of the 400 freestyle. And the second Australian comes out, the open winner of that 400 freestyle, Chloe Osborne. And there in the centre, wow, the European record holder, Julia Terzi, the Paralympic champion. Julia Terzi making, well, Liz, you were telling us about her return to the pool, Julia Terzi. Incredible.
Yeah, well, we are now day 61 post childbirth, I think. So she's just swimming to get back in. She does occupy that centre lane based off her times over the last 2 years. She'll just be seeing what she's got here in Madeira. Chloe Osborne was very strong in that 400 freestyle for Australia.
Julia Terzi is a European record holder. She set that in the Tokyo Games. She was a champion in this event in Tokyo. Reigning champion as well here in Madeira. So we'll see what the Italian has, but the Australians will be very strong. Chloe Osborne and Holly Warren very good in the 400 freestyle, and Veronika Korsova as well has had a good week. So remains to be seen what happens in this one, but the Australians gone out very fast indeed in 5 and 6.
Yeah, good swimming there in lane 6 from Holly Warren. This is pretty much how it started in the 400. Warren led it out, and then Osborne came back strongly. Going well down into, it is Orti Campos of Spain, but it will be Osborne that turns first. 34.74 to 34.77 for Warren, and Korsova 36.14.
Well, looks like it's going to be the 2 Australians battling it out for the open medal, and a very close contest there for the European medal as well. Korsova and Orti Campos right down at the bottom there. The Mexican also going well, Ortiz Mendes, but the Australians now are heading for home. Chloe Osborne is going to get ahead of her teammate Holly Warren, I think. This time it is Chloe Osborne into the wall again. Another open gold for Osborne. It will be an open silver for Warren, and Korsova will take another title, another European title for Veronika Korsova, and the European silver medal will go to Orti Campos. And it looks like Julia Terzi might be on the medal podium, you know, the bronze medal in the European event. So Julia Terzi back on the medal table again. Incredible from the Italian. But the Australians at the front of the field, well, they dominated that one. And 2 excellent swims, Osborne and Warren.
Yeah, this is an event that in recent years has been dominated by the swimmers outside of Europe. 3 Americans top the world rankings coming into this one. Chloe Osborne has got herself in amongst that mix, just getting in between Mackenzie Cohn and Mallory Wegerman with that swim. But it was another excellent performance from Veronika Korsova. This is the moment where Osborne went past her teammate Warren. Warren gets off to a very good start. She's got good speed off the block. But it was Osborne that came through strongly in the closing stages. 4 Europeans in that one, 4 swimmers in the open category. Chloe Osborne looks very happy with her swims there.
Yeah, it was 2 great times at the front of the field from Chloe Osborne and Holly Warren. They will take the open silver and gold medals. Veronika Korsova will be the European champion, and Lera Ortiz Campos, the European silver medalist, and Julia Terzi will take the European bronze. And Terzi looks delighted with that one. There is the Australian champion, and there is the Paralympic champion, Julia Terzi, back in the water again. Great to see Julia Terzi back in again. So that was the women's 100 freestyle as women leave the pool deck, Liz. We've got the men's 100 freestyle, and this has produced some incredible swimming this week, the men's S7 classification.
Yeah, we just get a view of the Brits and the French there.
Please welcome the athletes for the
But
men's 100
these
meters
S7
freestyle
races have
S7
been
final.
extremely tight, extremely exciting, and record producing. So let's see what this last one's got in store.
In lane 8, representing Croatia, Carlo Knižević.
Out first, Carlo Knižević, finalist at the last European Championships
In lane 1,
here in
representing
Madeira.
Ukraine,
And there
Yevgeny
is Yevgeny Bohodajko. He was last champion in this event back in 2014. Yevgeny Bohodajko. It's his 30th birthday today, Yevgeny Bohodajko. And I wonder if he's got a birthday present coming in the form of a medal in this one. Semyonov's the only Latvian here at the championships. He goes in lane number 7. Christian Sari, he's been setting African records this week. He goes into the South African Yuri Senhur. 2 bronze medals to his name already, including one in the 50 freestyle. He goes in lane number 6. But Andrei Trusov, well, the world record holder, 4 gold medals to his name, and a silver behind Turgut Yarman, who won a gold medal in the butterfly a couple of days ago to shock Trusov. But the man who was fastest from the qualification heats, the reigning European champion, Federico Biccelli of Italy.
This is the men's 100 meters freestyle S7 final.
Andrei Trusov, world record holder, in 3. Biccelli in 4. Yarman in 5. Don't forget Bohodajko in the outside lane in lane 1. There is the world record holder. He set that world record in Manchester last year at the World Championships. It was a long-standing world record that Andrei Trusov beat on that occasion, just over the 1 minute mark. Can we get anyone to challenge that 1 minute mark in this S700 freestyle?
Well, they've been pushing each other all week in these S7 men's events, and don't expect this one to be any different. Going well in the early stages. In 3 it is Trusov. He's been really powerful off the starts here this week. Biccelli will look to come through in the second half of the race, but Trusov going well at the moment, and Yarman will be second at the turn. 28.85 for Trusov, 29.34 for Yarman, and 29.67 for Biccelli.
Well, they're all inside world record pace, the top 3, but Trusov, when he set that world record, came back in a negative split, the Ukrainian, so they'll have to come home pretty swift there. But Trusov now being challenged by Yarman, as we saw the young Turkish swimmer challenge Trusov before. I think Trusov, though, might have more power as he comes in now to the final few meters. We'll keep an eye on the clock, and look at that, 59.62. Trusov has gone under the 1 minute mark, the first man to go under the 1 minute mark, and it's a new world record for Trusov, 59.62. Yarman also under the 1 minute mark, 59.88, and Biccelli third in 1 minute .69. Yarman on the lane rope again, celebrating that sensational swim, but he's again second to Andrei Trusov. Incredible swim there for Trusov, 59.62.
Well, there is the scoreboard in the venue, signifying what we have just heard. Another excellent swim. Both Yarman were under the old world record as well. These two athletes have been pushing each other all week. It was a strong swim from Biccelli, and on most days would have been enough, but today that rivalry that is developing between Trusov and Yarman has led to some extremely quick swimming. Trusov, like I said, this week has really been attacking those starts, which is something we've always seen him finish quickly, but he seems to have really been working on the power down the front part of his races, and it's paid dividends for him here in Madeira.
Well, there was the margin of victory. There wasn't much in it at all, and Biccelli was right there as well. Well, Biccelli congratulates Trusov. There's Yarman on the lane ropes. I think that's his signature move, I think, at the end of a race. win, lose or draw, but Yareman on the lane ropes, fantastic swim, a real find at these championships. And Trusov again, he went out in 28.8, came back in 28.7, Liz. Another negative split for Trusov, so strong.
So impressive.
Andrei Trusov, a world record breaker again this week to take the men's 100 freestyle S7. 59.62 for him. Yareman under the old world record, 59.88. Bocelli with the bronze and another African record for Christian Sari, the South African, who finishes in 5th. Wow, great way to finish that S7 class. It has been fantastic all week. But now we move on to the S4 200 freestyle.
Representing Czechia, Arnold Petracek.
We saw Ariel Maryar go out there in lane number 1. Arnold Petracek comes out in lane number 7. And then Xavi Torres. Well, we've been told that it's Xavi Torres is retiring after this final. The great champion from Spain. He goes in lane number 2. Roman Zdanov goes in lane number 6, European gold medalist back in 2016. David Smetanine, 3 times a European silver medalist in this event. He goes in lane number 3, Luigi Biaggiato, European bronze medalist last time out at the European Championships in 2021. But the man who has dominated this event over recent years is Ami Omer Dadon. He's a European champion, the world champion, and the Paralympic champion this one. He qualified in the fastest time from the heats this morning. He's already taken 3 goals at this event this week. Ami Omer Dadon goes in lane number 4. Either side of him, Smetanine and Biaggiato. Zdanov will be a threat in lane number 6. Ami Omer Dadon, world record holder, set that world record to win gold in the Tokyo Paralympic Games, 2:44.84. So Dadon in the centre lane going from the water.
Well, we see there's Zdanov will go in 6. Keep an eye out for him. He had a good start, also a good start right at the top from Arnold Petracek, but already the pre-race favourite, Ami Omer Dadon, is out through 25, a body length ahead of Zdanov, who looks to be in the 2nd position at the moment. 4 lengths of the pool for this one though, so still a long way to go. David Smetanine has started well for France in 3. And it looks like as we go in to the turn, it will be Dadon, 41.45 from Zdanov, 41.55. Smetanine, 42.59, and Biaggiato was coming through strongly there, 42.73. Biaggiato had a really good turn for Italy in the 2nd of those yellow lanes. He's looking like he is making his way through the field, but already Ami Omer Dadon looks to be away and clear.
Yeah, very, very good. Second 50 here from Dadon. Zdanov now just about being caught by Biaggiato as they come now to the halfway point. Dadon with that kind of trademark turn we've been admiring all week. He goes over 125 at 0.26. Zdanov too far behind there. He goes in 125.83. Biaggiato moved into 3rd place, 127.34. Smetanine now a couple of seconds adrift of the Italian. And very close contest here for 2nd, but Dadon looking clear in 1st position, but Zdanov is not too far behind, but Dadon just beginning to forge that little bit ahead, Liz.
Yeah, the splits are deceiving because as we watch Dadon come in to the turn, he swims into the turn, but he doesn't actually touch the wall with his hands. He sort of spins round and it's his feet that go on the wall. So it is a slower split than you would expect, and obviously down this final finish he'll just finish with his hand. 209.68 for the Dawn, 211.25 for Zdanov, Begiato 213.62 with a margin now over David Smetanine. So it does look like these will be our medalists. The Dawn going well at the front. Zdanov putting water between him and Italian Begiato.
Well, it looks like it is going to be Daron for another gold medal here. He's got 3 golds and 1 silver so far this week. It's going to be 4 golds now for the Israeli. And Amiomer Daron is into the wall now. He will take that one in 253.22. Zdanov 256.75 in second place. And it is going to be Begiato in for the third position in 306.80. And Smetanine will just miss out on the medals in that time of 311.96. Well, Daron, just having a look up there. I'm not sure the scoreboard is working in the venue, but we can see that he's won in 2:53. And as we come into the finish, here is the last act of the great Spanish champion, Javi Torres. Well, he said it was going to be his retiral swim today. And Javi Torres getting a huge ovation from the crowd here in Madeira. 7 times a Paralympian, 16 Paralympic medals to his name, Javi Torres, over the years. 5 gold medals. He started his Paralympic career back in Barcelona in 1992, Javi Torres. And a real hero of the Spanish fans here. Amiomer Daron, though, is the champion, the new generation from Israel, and he will take another gold medal. That result is confirmed, 253.22 for him to take that gold. Zdanov in the silver medal position, but really Zdanov was there or thereabouts, Liz, but Amiomer Daron didn't really look troubled.
No, he's been so dominant in recent years over this. You see that turn, it's very unique. Nobody turns that way, but it's what works for him to make sure that he plants his feet and gets the best propulsion possible. And he went, maybe he didn't win by as much as he might have expected, but he did enough to take that gold medal once again. Zdanov finished strongly, but it does look like he can't see the scoreboard there, but nor can we from there, so you know.
Yeah, I think there was a little bit of a delay in the venue for the scoreboard coming up, as the venue celebrating the career there of Javi Torres. And well, what a hero he's been for the Spanish team. He swam his first European Championships there in 1991, Liz, 33 years ago. That was in Barcelona. He went to his first Paralympic Games in Barcelona. He has been a real hero of the Spanish team, real figurehead for them over the years. He retired after London. He became a coach. He's been a commentator for Spanish TV as well. So we won't have seen the last of Javi Torres. He says he's still going to be swimming. He lives in Mallorca, and he's going to be into the Mediterranean. He loves his open water swimming, so watch out if you're in around Mallorca.
If I lived in Mallorca, I'd swim all the time as well.
Just dip into the med. But great to see Javi Torres here. He's been a fantastic servant to Spanish swimming, and a great send-off for him in his final event. Well, victory ceremonies to come. We'll take a little bit of a break now and hand you over to the first ceremony. Emmanuel Gonçalves, an X10 swimmer. He was an open water medalist in his heyday. He lives in Madeira, and he'll be presenting his first set of medals.
Silver medalist representing Ireland.
Medalha de prata em representação da Irlanda.
Ellen Keane. gold medalist and European champion, representing Spain.
Medalha de ouro e campeã europeia em representação de Espanha.
Anastasia Dimitrov. Please rise if you're able for the national anthem of Spain.
Por favor, levantem-se, se possível, para o hino nacional de Espanha.
Madeira, your medalists.
Madeira, as vossas medalhadas.
Top.
The victory ceremony for the men's 100 meters breaststroke SB8.
Cerimónia de entrega de medalhas dos 100 metros bruços masculinos SB8.
Bronze medalist, neutral para-athlete.
Medalha de bronze para atleta neutro.
Daniel Smirnov. Silver medalist, representing Spain.
Medalha de prata em representação de Espanha.
Oscar Salguero Galisteo. Gold medalist and European champion, neutral para-athlete.
Medalha de ouro e campeão europeu para atleta neutro.
Andrei Kalina. Madeira, your medalists.
Madeira, os vossos medalhados.
The victory ceremony for the women's 100 meters backstroke S10.
Cerimónia de entrega de medalhas dos 100 metros costas femininos S10.
The medals will be presented by Portuguese former Paralympic swimmer.
E as medalhas serão entregues pelo ex-jogador paralímpico português David Graxá.
Bronze medalist representing France.
Medalha de bronze em representação de França.
Anel Roulet. Silver medalist representing the Netherlands.
Medalha de prata em representação dos Países Baixos.
Lisa Kruger. gold medalist and European champion, representing Hungary.
Medalha de ouro e campeã europeia em representação da Hungria.
Bianca Pap. Please rise if you are able for the national anthem of Hungary.
Por favor, levantem-se, se possível, para o hino nacional da Hungria.
Madeira, your medalists.
Madeira, as medalhadas.
The victory ceremony for the men's 100 meters backstroke S10.
Cerimónia de entrega de medalhas dos 100 metros costas masculinos S10.
Bronze medalist representing Italy,
Medalha de bronze em representação de Itália.
Riccardo Minciotti. Silver medalist representing Italy,
Medalha de prata em representação de Itália.
Stefano Raimondi. Gold medalist and European champion, representing the Netherlands,
Medalha de ouro e campeão europeu em representação dos Países Baixos.
Olivia van der Voort. Please rise if you are able for the national anthem of the Netherlands.
Por favor, levantem-se, se possível, para o hino nacional dos Países Baixos.
Madeira, your medalists.
Madeira, os vossos medalhados.
What a great set of swims that Olivier van der Voort has put together this week, Liz, in that 100 backstroke.
Yeah, the consistency was good, and it was just he dominated, didn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. And at 58-second swim in the backstroke, 58 seconds in the heat, 58 in the final. Well, the Dutch are really happy to have him back in the fold. Almost retired after the Rio Games in 2016. And it was a surprise to us to see him back. Well, a surprise to me anyway. But yeah, back, and that relay squad that he was part of the other night, breaking the world record, well, they're going to be tough to beat come Paris.
Yeah, they were amazing. There's no other way to describe it, really. It was incredible, that relay performance. Feels like a while ago now, but it was only a few days ago, wasn't it?
It was. Got another one to enjoy later on tonight. So looking forward to that one. The freestyle relay will close off the proceedings here for the European Open Championships 2024. That'll be a little bit later on.
Thought you were going to go and say everybody loves the relay then again. You opened it right up there for everybody loves the relay again.
I was leaving it to you this time. I got in there first last time, but you know, it's your turn.
Miss my cue.
Well, what can I say? I'm sure there'll be other opportunities later in the session. Danica Vanka, well, finished ahead of her teammate Alana Ferreri, the African record holder, to qualify for this final. It's the women's 200 individual medley SM13. Alicia Berra has had a good week, a few medals to her name, the Italian, 3 medals in total. She goes in 1. Emma Filou Martin, 2 medals in the freestyle events, goes in lane number 7. And the second of the 3 Spanish swimmers, World Championship finalist Ariadna Edo Beltran. And there's the 3rd Spanish swimmer, Marian Polo Lopez, silver medalist in the breaststroke, behind Roisin Nurin. She goes in lane 3, the Irish swimmer. But in the centre lanes, we've got the Paralympic Games bronze medalist, Shoksanamgon Toshpilatova of Uzbekistan, the second of the non-Europeans, along with Danica Vanka, the South African. And there is Carlotta Gili. Well, Carlotta Gili, what a record that she has in this event here. She's the European champion, the Paralympic champion, and the world champion from last year. So Carlotta Gili in lane number 4. Roisin Nurin goes for Ireland in 3. Shoksanamgon Toshpilatova for Uzbekistan in 5. But the world and European record holder Carlotta Gili will start as favourite for this one. Well, she's had a good week, Carlotta Gili, but she hasn't had it all her own way. There's been some close contests here. The Italian has come out on top of most of them, and she'll be the favourite for this one.
Yeah, Gili has definitely returned to some of her best form in terms of the races, getting her hand to the wall. She's been pushed down this first 50 fly by Nurin, but it is Gili that turns 29.91 ahead of Nurin, 30.62, with Toshpilatova 31.27 and then Berra 31.80. Gili looking good on this backstroke. Swimmers fairly evenly matched. Nurin won that breaststroke, of course, so expect her to go well on that, along with Polo Lopez. So Gili will be looking to extend her lead at the halfway point.
Gili is there, 106.10. She did open up a little bit of a gap between her and Nurin, and Toshpilatova in 3rd position. So 106.10 against 110.30 and 110.36. Not too much between the Irish swimmer and the Uzbekistan swimmer. In the 3rd place in terms of European interest, Marian Polo Lopez just ahead of her 2 Spanish teammates there. But Carlotta Gili really going very well on this breaststroke. With Toshpilatova trying to come back there in lane number 5, just ahead of the Irish swimmer Nurin. But Carlotta Gili looks like she's going to have a lead there as they go over that final turn.
Yeah, continuing the theme of the night, the race pre-race favourite going well in for Julie, leading the way now. It's going to be difficult for anyone to catch her. Tosh Pilatova and Nirine going in that battle for the second place finish. And then the Spaniards, Polo Lopez and Filu Martin, who can finish very quickly on this freestyle, going one behind them.
Yeah, but here is Carlotta Gili into the flags now. It's been an excellent time for Carlotta Gili, and she will take another gold medal here in Madeira. 2:25.4. What a finish for second. Oh goodness. Tosh Pilatova just gets in ahead of Nirine, and the fast finishing Polo Lopez. A really close finish between all of them. 11 100ths of a second separating those three as they came in absolutely together. The final swimmer finishing is Danica Vanka in 2:48. But Carlotta Gili dominated that one from the front. And what a finish from the other three, coming in absolutely together. But no doubt about the winner. Carlotta Gili will take the gold medal, and Nirine will take the European silver medal, and Polo Lopez the bronze. But Tosh Pilatova as well will take an open medal, the silver for the Uzbek swimmer.
Yeah, Gili there was commanding from the start. Nirine pushed her down at 45 meters of the butterfly, but Gili really did the damage on the backstroke leg. Nirine's a strong backstroker, so that was a bit of a surprise, but then really that was it. Gili was away and she looked strong. We said she's had a brilliant week, and it's fitting once again that she's finished it off here in style. But look at this for the second place touch, the silver medal. And it did go to Tosh Pilatova, who'll take the open medal. And then Nirine getting in just ahead of Polo Lopez. Only 6 100ths, the difference between those two.
Wow, Carlotta Gili takes the title again. She is the women's 200 metres individual medley SM13 champion. Shock Sanogon, Tosh Pilatova takes the open silver medal. Roisin Nirine takes the Irish up into the medal podium with another silver medal position. And Mariam Polo Lopez will take the European bronze. A fast finish from the Spanish swimmer. Well, the men on their way now. Again, a firm favourite for this one, and you've probably not bet against the man who's going in lane number 4, Alex Villarreal Martin. In the final this time, he lost a swim off yesterday. He's in this time in 8th position. 17-year-old Filip Hebmula for Germany going in lane number 1. Krilo Garashenko, the World Championship silver medalist, he goes in lane number 7. And there's Thomas van Vanrooy, World Championship silver medalist himself as well. Last year, Garashenko 2022 medalist, and Van Vanrooy the 2023 medalist. Sotnikov got in ahead of the great E.R. Boki in the backstroke to win gold earlier this week. And Alex Portal, the winner of the world title last year. Portal goes in lane 3. Thalasso Engel goes in lane 5. World record breaker in the 100 breaststroke earlier in this competition. He will be a threat as they get onto the breaststroke leg, but this man, the world record holder, the man who has won 29 European Championship titles, he's going for number 30, E.R. Boki. E.R. Boki goes in lane number 4 next to Thalasso Engel. The reigning world champion though is Frenchman Alex Portal. Thalasso Engel in lane number 5 next to the world record holder in lane number 4, E.R. Boki. 2:02.70, that world record set in the Tokyo Paralympic Games when Boki took gold. Portal in lane number 3, Boki in 4, that's Engel who goes in 5.
Well, those bright green shorts of Portal off the block very well. He's up there with Boki in the early stages. Thalasso Engel also had a great start in lane 5, but it's Boki and Portal that are edging ahead as they go under the flags and into the wall. Boki will get the touch. 26.46. It's Sotnikov that gets his hands to the wall second, 26.84, just ahead of Portal's 26.96. Engel will try to keep in touch because he's got that excellent breaststroke to rely on the third lap. But Bogi looking good in these early stages.
He is, and Sotnikov looking good as well in the early stages. The backstroke champion, he finished ahead of Ihar Boki, and Sotnikov is going to be at the halfway point ahead. 58.25 Boki, 58.59, and Portal 59.79. Engel a long way back, but he should come back on the breaststroke. But Boki is a great breaststroker. He's not dominated the breaststroke as he has with other strokes like this individual medley, but he's still very, very accomplished on the breaststroke, and he is leading now with Sotnikov falling back into second and being challenged by Portal.
Yeah, we just see Engel sneaking in to the back of the picture, but he had a big deficit, 5.89 seconds down on Boki after the backstroke, so it's going to be too much to make up on one length of breaststroke. Boki turns there and is away and heading for home. Sotnikov and Portal battling it out for the silver, but it looks like the gold will go to Ihar Boki.
Yeah, Ihar Boki in the second half. He's made this race his own. He is powering down now to the finish. Ihar Boki on his way to European gold. Number 30, Ihar Boki, 2:04.87. Another incredibly quick time. Sotnikov holds off the challenge of Portal to just get in for the silver medal position. The Frenchman will take the bronze, and it looks like Engel will be in fourth position. In fact, Van Rooij just getting ahead of Engel in the closing stages there for fourth position. But again, Ihar Boki dominated that one. Sotnikov gave him a fright in the backstroke, and he was right there at the halfway point. But the second half of Ihar Boki incredibly strong to take him to another European gold.
Yeah, 4 great strokes for Ihar Boki, and that's the key. It's probably his weakest stroke is the breaststroke, but it's still so strong, and he still keeps him more than in contention. Sotnikov has an excellent swim in the 100 metres backstroke, and down that 50 back there, he proved it wasn't a fluke. He looked very good as he overhauled Boki's early lead, but once they were on to that second half of the race, Boki really just took control, and there was no looking back.
There was the contest for silver. Sotnikov getting ahead of the world champion Alex Portal, but Boki was already finished as Engel came in just behind Van Rooij for fourth. Ihar Boki takes his 30th European title in the 200 metres individual medley SM13. Sotnikov in second position. Portal will take the bronze for France.
Welcome the athletes for the women's 100 metres freestyle S5 final.
Well, the favourite again coming up trumps this. 100 freestyle in the S5 on the way out now.
Representing Turkey, Sevilay Ozturk.
Two Turkish swimmers will be side by side in this one. Sevilay Ozturk has had a great championships, winner of the 50 metres butterfly. And there is her teammate going in lane number 7. But actually also a medalist in that 50 metres butterfly. Natalia Budkova, silver medalist in the individual medley and in the 50 freestyle. She will go in lane number 2. Gina Butcher, the only S4 in this one, swimming up against the S5s. German swimmer, 3 golds this championship. She's had a great week. German going in lane number 6. Agata Kupilova out in lane number 3. Bronze medalist in the 50 freestyle, bronze medalist in the 200. Marina Poida, gold medalist in the 50. She's a world championship bronze medalist from last year. But in that world championship, she was behind this swimmer, Monica Boggioni, the Italian, who goes in the centre lane. Boggioni has won the gold medal in the 200 freestyle. Poida, the champion in the 50 freestyle. They go side by side, Boggioni and Poida. This is the middle distance, the 100 freestyle. Boggioni, the world champion. We'll be hoping to add the European title, another European title, to the one that she won in 2021. Boggioni in lane number 4. Poida will be right next to her in lane number 5.
Boggioni and Poida starting in the water in those centre lanes. Are both up well already and overhauled the advantage of the divers. That quick stroke rate is the white hat of Irina Poida for the Ukraine, going very well in through 25 metres. She leads the way. Monica Boggioni very strong in the second half of her races, as you would expect, the sprint champion leading it out down this first 50. Kupalova is third behind our 2 early race leaders, but it will be Poida that turns first. 38.26 for Poida, 39.13 for Boggioni. Kupalova goes through in 41.18. Boggioni had a good turn there. She's trying to get back on terms with Irina Poida, and it's going to be an exciting final 25 metres.
I think it is, you know. Poida has just got the edge over Boggioni. Boggioni, we know, was very strong, but Poida showed some strength in the closing stages of the 200 yesterday. Couldn't quite pull up alongside Boggioni, but here's Boggioni coming back now in the closing stages. Poida is not letting her go, but Boggioni looks strong, and it's going to be another goal to Boggioni, the Italian, into the wall first in that time of 1:20.88. Great swim there from Boggioni, really showing her strength in the closing stages. Poida touching in second place, and it will be Kupalova in third position. But Boggioni can celebrate another victory here in Madeira. But she was made to work all the way by Irina Poida, who was really close and held that lead, well, for 75 metres. And Boggioni, the last 25, was where it counted for the Italian.
Yes, we just see there Natalia Butkova coming in to complete her 100. As you said, Paul, so strong from Monica Boggioni. I think we've talked about it throughout the week. It's, in some respects, it's easier to be the swimmer who's better in the second half of the race because you've got someone to chase. Whereas when you're the person that leads it out, you're waiting for that person to come up on your shoulder. You know they're going to be chasing you down. But it makes for a really exciting race when 2 athletes have different race profiles like that. And Poida gave herself a really good chance. She was 0.87 up at the turn, but Boggioni proved to be as strong as we know her to be down that final phase of the race. She closed it out really well.
Yeah, the black cap of the Italian just coming away from Irina Poida, and there wasn't much in it at all. Less than a second was the advantage for Monica Boggioni at the end. She was made to work that for that title. But Monica Boggioni will retain her European title in the women's 100 freestyle S5. Irina Poida will take another silver here in Madeira, and Agata Kupalova will take another bronze. She's done bronze in all of the freestyle events this week. Another medal for the Czech swimmer. So the men now will be coming out for this 100 freestyle final, and there is the man who set an African record in the heat, Seyad Kahil. His African record this morning, 1:23.42. He'll be trying to challenge that. Luis Hertapolza trying to make his way to the outside lane. Came in pretty quickly there, Luis Hertapolza. Relay medalist earlier in the week. The second non-European is Lee Ziker. The Malaysian 17-year-old goes in lane number 7. Alexandros Stylianos Lergios from Greece, bronze medalist in the butterfly earlier this week. And Anthony Pons-Bertrand goes in lane number 6, silver medalist at the last European Championships. The Spanish swimmer was behind Francesco Bocciardo. A great record in this event. Bocciardo didn't win the World Championships last year. That was this man, Alexander Komarov, who took the title in Manchester. And the fastest qualifier is Kirill Pulver. Pulver, a 20-year-old, already got 2 medals to his name this week, 2 bronze medals. Bronze in the 50 metres freestyle and bronze in the backstroke as well. So Pulver will be in the fast lane, but Bocciardo, he's the Paralympic and European champion, former world champion, and the reigning world champion is Komarov, who goes in lane number 5. Komarov trying to add the European title to the world title he won last year. This is going to be an interesting one, Liz. Bocciardo, Paralympic champion. Komarov, the world champion. Pulver, the fastest qualifier in between those two.
Interesting prospect, this one. Lugios of Greece in lane 2 got off the block very well, but expect the battle to be in the middle. Bocciardo has gone off well, but so has Komarov, the 50 freestyle champion. He's using that speed down the through the first 25 metres and down into the 50 metre turn. It will be Komarov with a significant lead at the turn, 32.19 ahead of Pulver, 33.96, with Bocciardo 35.47. Bocciardo has that high turnover in the 3 to the left of your screen there. He'll look to try and catch Pulver, but Komarov, his rate has slowed. The gap is closing, but he had an excellent first 50 metres.
Well, he was inside world record pace at the 50. Alexander Komarov, he is slowing. They are catching him. Pulver coming back. Bocciardo in 3rd. I don't think they're going to catch Komarov though. They're closing, but Komarov is going to add the European title to his world title that he won last year. 108.31. They were catching, and Pulver in 2nd in 109.72, with Bocciardo 110.79. But Komarov has done it. Another great swim from Komarov. He did it the hard way, took it out strong, paid for the pace, slightly coming back, but he had enough of an advantage to claim the European title. Alexander Komarov is a European champion.
He had a huge advantage at the turn. He'd broken the field, but like you said, you do then pay the price as the lactic acid starts to build in your shoulders and your stroke starts to tie up. And we did see that gap close, but it didn't close by as much as it appeared to. It was just that Komarov had started off with so much speed, and he was so far ahead that it looked worse than it was in terms of the drop off, but it was an excellent swim.
Yeah, look at the gap there at the halfway point for Komarov, and it did close as he came into the last half of that 100 there, and there was still Pulver just on the legs of Komarov as he touched the wall. Maybe a couple of metres he had in hand. But Komarov is now the European champion to add to the world title he won last year. There is the champion. Oh, that was hard work, but it was worth it. Komarov is the European champion ahead of Pulver, and it's bronze this time for Bocciardo from Italy. Well, some close races, Liz, there. We've been having some good ones. The favourites are coming through, though.
They are tonight, aren't they?
Yeah, not always the case this week, but tonight the experienced heads, the old heads have been coming through and taking the golds, and, well, we'll see what we've got. Still a number of events to come, but now another set of medal presentations. The S11 400 freestyles will be first up.
Bronze medalist, representing Great Britain,
Medalha de bronze em representação da Grã-Bretanha,
Eliza Humphrey. Silver medalist, representing Slovakia,
medalha de prata em representação da Eslováquia,
Tatiana Blatarova. Gold medalist and European champion, representing the Netherlands,
medalha de ouro e campeã europeia em representação dos Países Baixos,
Lisette Bronsma. Please rise if you're able for the national anthem of the Netherlands.
Por favor, levantem, se possível, para o hino nacional dos Países Baixos.
Madeira, your medalists.
Madeira, as atletas medalhadas.
The victory ceremony for the men's 400 meters freestyle S11.
Cerimónia de entrega de medalhas dos 400 metros livres masculinos S11.
Bronze medalist, representing Ukraine,
Medalha de bronze em representação da Ucrânia,
Danilo Shufrov. Silver medalist, representing Czechia,
medalha de prata em representação da Chequia,
David Kratochvili.
Dot.
Gold medalist and European champion, representing the Netherlands,
medalha de ouro e campeão europeu em representação dos Países Baixos,
Roger Dosman. Please rise if you are able for the national anthem of the Netherlands.
Por favor, levantem, se possível, para o hino nacional dos Países Baixos.
Madeira, your medalists.
Madeira, os vossos medalhados.
So,
The victory ceremony for the women's 100 meters freestyle S7.
Cerimónia de entrega de medalhas dos 100 metros livres femininos S7.
Bronze medalist representing Italy,
Medalha de bronze em representação de Itália.
Giulia Tuzzi. Silver medalist representing Spain,
Medalha de prata em representação de Espanha.
Leira Orti Campos. Gold medalist and European champion representing Ukraine,
Medalha de ouro e campeã europeia em representação da Ucrânia.
Veronika Kotsova. Please rise if you're able for the national anthem of Ukraine.
Por favor, levantem, se possível, para o hino nacional da Ucrânia.
Madeira, your medalists.
Madeira, as atletas medalhadas.
The victory ceremony for the men's 100 meters freestyle S7.
Cerimónia de entrega de medalhas dos 100 metros livres masculinos S7.
Bronze medalist representing Italy,
Medalha de bronze em representação de Itália.
Federico Bicelli. Silver medalist representing Turkey.
Medalha de prata em representação da Turquia.
Turgut Aslan Yaraman. Gold medalist and European champion representing Ukraine.
Medalha de ouro e campeão europeu em representação da Ucrânia.
Andrei Trusov. Please rise if you are able for the national anthem of Ukraine.
Por favor, levantem, se possível, para o hino nacional da Ucrânia.
Madeira, your medalists.
Madeira, os vossos medalhados.
Well, look at that, Liz. World record again for Andrei Trusov. This S7 class for the men has been a real highlight, hasn't it?
Yeah, the introduction of Yaraman to the global stage at a major has really, really pushed things, hasn't it? Both of them again under the world record. Got a feel for Yaraman, that's the second time that he's broken a world record and finished second. But like you said, Paul, it just goes to show how entertaining this S7 event has been this week.
Yeah, Trusov has been immense, and we were just saying earlier, when he set the world record last year, it was a negative split, so he went faster in his second 50 as he did in the first 50. He did exactly the same tonight to set the record again, the first S7 swimmer under the 1 minute mark. Great stuff, incredible stuff from Andrei Trusov. He's been amazing.
He has been incredible.
We were just saying the other day.
I was looking at the height difference I was as they were walking down the pool there.
We were just saying the other day though, he doesn't like to be beaten, does he? When he got beaten in that fly, you could see it. When he lost his world record in the backstroke, you see it in his face, couldn't you? He was gutted, and he's come out, and he really's been battling for those medals ever since. But we move on to the next event. It's the S3 women in the 100 freestyle. It's a combined event. This is the S1 swimmer, the only S1 swimmer in it, and that was Elif Ildem. Victoria Gorenko goes in the opposite side of the pool in lane number 1. She goes for Israel, silver medalist in the 50 breaststroke. Dominika Mecanati from Italy. Another final for the Italian making her debut here at the major championships. And there is Sonja Sigurdardóttir, the Iceland swimmer. That's Teresa Perales. Seems to be a few directional problems tonight for the swimmers. All seem to be going in different directions here, but Teresa Perales going out to lane number 6. You go in from the side, of course. And in lane number 3, silver medalist in the backstroke earlier, that is Zoya Shirova. And in the centre lanes, the main contenders for this gold and silver medal, you would think, would be Marta Fernandez Infante, the Spanish swimmer who goes in lane number 5, world champion from last year, and Great Britain's Ellie Chalice, who was the world silver medalist last year, silver medalist in the 50 freestyle, but a gold medalist in the 50 backstroke. So Ellie Chalice will go in lane number 4. Marta Fernandez Infante will go in lane number 5. As I said, it's a combined event. So we have S1 swimmer Elif Ildem going out there in lane number 8. Teresa Perales, S2 swimmer, going in lane number 6. Chalice and Fernandez Infante, they are the favourites for this one. They had a great tussle in the 50 freestyle. What is it going to be in this 100 freestyle? Well, there's the supporters. Ellie Chalice's dad in the front row there. And Chalice going from the blocks in lane number 4.
Yeah, Chalice getting away well, using that underwater, coming up at the flags. But already Fernandez Infante off to a strong start. She's a very strong butterfly swimmer. Her freestyle is good as well, and she's looking good here. Chalice went quickest in the heat, but we saw Fernandez Infante really build on her heat time in the 50 freestyle earlier this week. That high stroke rate of Chalice is very different to the slower stroke rate of Fernandez Infante, but Fernandez Infante does have a longer stroke length, so they sort of meet in the middle here, and it will be Fernandez Infante that leads at the turn. Her time of 46.21 ahead of Chalice's 49.50. Chalice will chase Fernandez Infante down. In third at the turn it is Zoya Shirova, 59.88, with Perales fourth, 103.26. Fernandez Infante with a lead. I wouldn't say it's a comfortable lead. There's still chance for Chalice to chase her down. Fernandez Infante does look good.
There she does indeed. She's just holding that advantage, but Ellie Chalice now trying to come back now. But it's a long way back for Chalice. They're into the last 15 now. And coming in to the red zone, the last 5. It looks like Fernandez Infante is going to take this one ahead of Ellie Chalice again. It's a repeat of the World Championship result from last year. Fernandez Infante 138.25 and Chalice at 142.08. Well, improvements from the heat times. Ellie Chalice 142.08. Well, there's not much you can do about the winner there. Fernandez Infante under the 140 mark, and Chalice just over that 140. The tussle for third position is won there by Zoya Shirova, just finishing now in 206.82, and Teresa Perales, the S2 swimmer, in 215.63 for the Spanish great, the 27 times Paralympic medalist. Teresa Perales now swimming in the S2 class. But she was fourth as the final swimmers complete the distance. We still have the S1 swimmer in the water, Elif Ildem, but there will be the champion, Marta Fernandez Infante, as Ildem now coming into the last stages of this 100, the Turkish swimmer.
Yeah, and as we watch Ildem finish, just reflect on Fernandez Infante's swim there. The only swimmer to dip under the 140 mark. She has been slightly quicker this year, but she'll be happy to take the victory. Chalice was an excellent time for her. As we watch now, Elif Ildim coming in. She'll come to the 5 meters, signified by those red lane ropes and the flag. She's the only S1 athlete in this race, so she will finish out here. Her heat time was 3:29.97. No, she touches the wall. But we don't have a time on the board for her yet, so the anticipation waits just a little bit longer.
Yeah, we'll get confirmation of that as we see the replays of this one. Ellie Chalice, that high turnover. It was good work off the wall for Marta Fernandez Infante at the start and at the turn as well. And that in the end, probably the advantage that she had in the water. There was not much in it between the two of them. It was just those skills there off the wall and off the turn that really took Marta Fernandez Infante away from Ellie Chalice. But in the actual swimming part of that race, there wasn't much in it at all. The two Spanish swimmers embrace at the end. Marta Fernandez Infante will be confirmed as the gold medalist, with Ellie Chalice in the silver medal position and Zoya Shirova in the bronze medal position. Teresa Perales in 4th position there. The S2 swimmer swimming up against the S3s. There's confirmation of the result. Marta Fernandez Infante takes the 100 freestyle S3 gold medal. Ellie Chalice with the silver and Zoya Shirova with the bronze. Good swim there from Fernandez Infante and a good swim from Ellie Chalice as well. So it's just shy of the time that she went in the World Championships last year. So both those swimmers working their way to the Paris Paralympic Games, and you would expect both of them to be in the respective teams, wouldn't you, Liz?
Yes, it would be a big surprise if either of those were not selected to swim in Paris in the summer.
Up to the other end of the pool now. It's a 50-metre event started. 50 butterfly for the S6. Maria Tsakonis, World Championship silver medalist in 2017, going in lane 8. Ariana Tamola was an excellent swim in the breaststroke for a silver, but she was behind Grace Harvey in that breaststroke event earlier this week. Grace Harvey taking gold, the Great Britain swimmer. Anna Hunter, world champion in 2023 for the 50 freestyle, but Maisie Summers-Newton, 2 gold medals to her name this week in her preferred events, the individual medley and the breaststroke. And there is Dervla Brady, a young Irish swimmer who took a bronze medal in the 50 freestyle, her first major international medal. And the winner of that 50 freestyle was her teammate Nicole Turner. And Verena Schott. Fastest entry time is the German, the World Championship silver medalist from last year. Verena Schott, a German swimmer, had an excellent swim in the 100 backstroke. Seems a long time ago, that 100 backstroke race. Verena Schott from Germany in the centre lane. Nicole Turner from Ireland next to her. Paralympic silver medalist Turner. And the World Championship silver medalist Schott.
Well, they're away cleanly, and a good start as always from Nicole Turner and her compatriot Dervla Brady going well off the block too. It's 2 Irish swimmers that flank Verena Schott, who will look to come through the pool, but at the moment going very well. It is Turner in 5.
Well, Nicole Turner, she's never won this European title. She's had a couple of silver medals in this one. It looks like she might get there, but Verena Schott's coming back strongly with Nicole Turner and Verena Schott. What a finish from Verena Schott, and she will take it. 37.39. Nicole Turner, it's silver medal again for Nicole Turner. And Maisie Summers-Newton will take the bronze for Great Britain. Just 1/100th ahead of Dervla Brady, but it was all about the finish from Verena Schott. We expected her to come through, but I thought Nicole Turner had it sewn up going into the last 5. But what a finish from Verena Schott, and she gets in for the European gold medal performance there in the 50 metres butterfly, and she's delighted with that.
She is absolutely ecstatic. Well, sometimes in your training cycle it just comes down to the race, and there we saw she won it on that very final stroke. We saw there Turner and Summers-Newton exiting the pool, Summers-Newton getting the bronze medal by 1/100th of a second ahead of Dervla Brady. At this point Turner looked comfortable, and it was at the 25 metre mark, and here she still looked like she had it, but shot just came through, timed her finish to perfection just to come in ahead of Nicole Turner. So the world silver medalist beats the Paralympic Games silver medalist on this occasion to take the European title. But again, everybody moving in the right direction towards the Paralympic Games in the summer.
Wow, what a great contest there. Verena Schott wins the gold medal in the 50 metres butterfly S6 on the very last stroke, ahead of Nicole Turner of Ireland. And look at that for the contest for bronze. 1/100 separates Maisie Summers-Newton and Dervla Brady. Wow, great contest at the front of the field here. What have the men got in store for us in their 50 metres butterfly in the S6 classification?
In lane 7, representing Ukraine,
Melnikov leads them out, the 20-year-old in lane number 1. There's Danilo Simonenkin, 19-year-old from Ukraine. He goes out there in lane number 7. 17-year-old from Great Britain is Bruce D, silver medalist in the individual medley earlier this week on his international debut. There is Alejandro Rojas Cabrera, European silver medalist back in 2018. Andrei Granichka, well, he's had a good week. European champion in 2021, looking to defend his title. David Sanchez Sierra, well, he was bronze medalist last time out, but he was a champion back in 2018. And Lauren Chardard, well, world champion in 2023 and 2022. He was silver medalist at the European Championships last time in 2021. Again, this promises to be an interesting one. Lauren Chardard in the centre lane, the fastest entry time, 31.03, ahead of David Sanchez Sierra. Spanish swimmer in lane 5. Lauren Chardard is a European record holder, 31.03. He set that to win the World Championships last year in Manchester.
Well, as they get away off the block, Chardard coming up in lane 4, but coming up just ahead of him was Sanchez Sierra in 5. They're level on the front, but Chardard with that longer arm, and he looks to be moving ahead now into the lead.
Yeah, Chardard looking very, very good here, the French swimmer in lane number 4. He's definitely going to take this European title now. If he spots his finish, it could be a good time. Oh, just outside his own European record, but 31.33 for Lauren Chardard, and he will take the gold. The European gold goes to France. David Sanchez Sierra made him fight all the way for that one. A great start for the Spanish swimmer, and Andrei Kronichka comes through into 3rd place, just ahead of Great Britain's Bruce D. But Chardard looking really strong in the closing stages there, 31.33. He wins it by almost 1.4 seconds from Sanchez Sierra, 32.72, who was, again, 13/100ths ahead of the fast finishing Gronichka.
Yeah, it was already all very close at the halfway point, but Chardard showed his strength in the closing stages to end up winning convincingly. As we keep saying, the French got their trials for Paris, for the Paralympic Games in the summer, in a few weeks' time. So Chardard will be encouraged by that swim there. Really close, as you said, Paul, to his European record. Finished well on a full stroke, and it was convincing in the end. But he was made to work for it by that man there, Sanchez Sierra.
Chardard will be crowned the European champion. 31.33, just outside his own European record. Sanchez Sierra in second, Granichka in third position. And, well, Laurent Chardard has been a great addition to the French team in recent years, Liz. Another one who acquired his impairment.
50 meters freestyle, S9
Yeah,
final.
a shark attack for Laurent Chardard has led to him competing in that S6 classification group. As we said, a number of athletes
representing Australia
end up at the Paris Swimming Programme for a number of different reasons, but he is so strong in that butterfly.
In lane 1,
And
representing
the next
Italy,
final,
Simone
pretty their way out.
Giorgi.
Ben Popham leads the S9 50 metres freestyle in lane number 8.
In lane
Simone
7,
Giorgi
representing
from
France,
Italy, the World
Ugo
Championship
Didier.
bronze medalist from 2019, goes in 1. Ugo Didier, 3 gold
In
medals to
lane
his
2,
name
representing Ukraine,
already this
Dmytro
week. Can he add another one from lane 7? Dmytro Vasilenko, 5th in the World Championships
In lane
last
6,
year.
representing
He goes in
Ukraine,
lane number
Yuri
2. Yuri
Bozinski.
Bozinski making his way out to lane number
In lane
6.
3, neutral para
Bozinski,
athlete Bogdan
silver medalist in the
Moscovoy.
Europeans in 2018. Bogdan Moscovoy,
In lane 5,
medalist
neutral
in the
para
100
athlete
freestyle earlier
Denis
this week.
Tarasov.
Denis Tarasov, he's had to wait all week for his
In lane
specialist
4,
event, this 50 freestyle, the Paralympic
Simone
Games silver
Biles.
medalist. And in those Paralympic Games in Tokyo, he was behind the man in the middle, and that was Simone Barlam. Barlam, the world record holder,
This is the men's
incredibly
50
quick,
meters freestyle,
23.96. Well, Barlam will be tough to beat, but Tarasov had a very good start in the heats. Tarasov goes in lane 5, Barlam goes in lane 4, the world record holder. Incredibly quick world record of 23.96 that he set in the World Championships last year.
Well, Tarasov did get away again well in that centre lane. Also going well is Moscovoy in 3. Now Barlam comes level and starts to make his way to the front of the pack.
Yeah, Barlam, he's got Tarasov for company though alongside him, but into the closing 5 metres now. Barlam pulling away. Another great swim from Simone Barlam, 24.41, and he takes another gold medal here in Madeira. It's third of the week for Simone Barlam, and he will take it, 24.41. Tarasov pushed him all the way for second position, I think, and Moscovoy got up for the third position. But Simone Barlam, well, again, he looked like he was challenged in the early stages, but he's so strong in the closing stages of that 50.
Yeah, he's got real power, and he's got a really big wingspan as well, which always plays to his advantage in those closing stages. Those long arms coming through. As you would expect, not as quick off the start as Moscovoy, who was 1 lane closer to us. But there we can see once they are in to the swim and he hits the front, he's got that long reach. And he just, that high stroke rate that brings him through. Well, Tarasov swam well there for the silver.
Yeah, he's waited all week, Tarasov, for his main event. Barlam has had a smaller programme than we normally see him, but he's still come away with a trio of gold medals, and he's not finished yet. He'll be in the relay later on. But Simone Barlam takes the S9 50 metres freestyle title, 24.41, ahead of Denis Tarasov, and Bogdan Moscovoy wins that close contest with Bozinski and Vasilenko for bronze. Well, Barlam was there. He looks impressive, Simone Barlam, doesn't he?
Yeah, really, there's no one that's got anywhere near him on that 50, is there?
No, it's been incredible. A little bit of a smaller programme than we've seen him, but as you said, Liz, different swimmers at different places, building up towards those Paris Paralympic Games. It's going to be really exciting when we get there in a few months' time. There's another set of medal presentations are on the way. And this time it's the S4 swimmers for their medals.
Silver medalist, neutral para-athlete.
Medalha de prata para atleta neutro.
Roman Zadanov. Gold medalist and European champion, representing Israel.
Medalha de ouro e campeão europeu em representação de Israel.
Ami Omer Dadeya. Please rise if you're able for the national anthem of Israel.
Por favor, levantem, se possível, para o hino nacional de Israel.
Madeira, your medalists.
Madeira, os vossos medalhados.
The victory ceremony for the women's 200 meters individual medley SM13.
Cerimónia de entrega de medalhas dos 200 metros de estilos femininos SM13.
Bronze medalist representing Spain.
Medalha de bronze em representação de Espanha.
Marian Polo Lopez. Silver medalist representing Ireland.
Medalha de prata em representação da Irlanda.
Roisin Niri. Gold medalist and European champion representing Italy.
Medalha de ouro e campeã europeia em representação de Itália.
Carlotta Gille. Please rise if you're able for the national anthem of Italy.
Por favor, levantem, se possível, para o hino nacional de Itália.
medalists.
Madeira, as vossas medalhadas.
Top. Oh yeah.
The victory ceremony for the men's 200 meters individual medley SM13.
Cerimónia de entrega de medalhas dos 200 metros estilos masculinos SM13.
Bronze medalist representing France,
Medalha de bronze em representação de França.
Alex Portal. Silver medalist, neutral para-athlete,
Medalha de prata para atleta neutro.
Vladimir Zotnikov. Gold medalist and European champion, neutral para-athlete,
Medalha de ouro e campeão europeu para atleta neutro.
Igor Boki. Madeira, your medalists.
Madeira, os vossos medalhados.
The victory ceremony for the women's 100 meters freestyle S5.
Cerimónia de entrega de medalhas dos 100 metros livres femininos S5.
Bronze medalist representing Czechia,
Medalha de bronze em representação da Chequia.
Agata Kupilova. Silver medalist representing Ukraine,
Medalha de prata em representação da Ucrânia.
Irina Poida. Gold medalist and European champion representing Italy,
Medalha de ouro e campeã europeia em representação de Itália.
Monica Boccioni. Please rise if you're able for the national anthem of Italy.
Por favor, levantem, se possível, para o hino nacional de Itália.
medalists.
Madeira, as vossas medalhadas.
Italian anthem again. It sounds like from just my recollection of the anthems tonight, Liz, they've had a good night.
Yes, they have. I got a bit stuck there on the old audio. Yes, they have still a few more presentations to come for them as well. How can I count here? I've heard 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 anthems tonight so far. Hasn't been such a spread of the medals. Like you said, the Italians have had a good night, as have the Ukrainians and the Dutch.
Yeah, Dutch had a good couple of victories tonight.
Please welcome the athletes.
So they might have just leapfrog against Great Britain. It was a very close contest at the top of the medal podium there. Third place, I think, Italy, of course, leading the way. After 6 days on this final day, we have only got 3 more events for us to enjoy, and here's the first one. 100 butterfly in the S14 class. Kel Thompson, one of the 3 Australians, a 17-year-old, goes in lane number 7. We have the second Australian, Montana Atkinson, 16-year-old, goes in lane number 2. There's Janina Folk, European silver medalist from the last European Championship. She goes in 6. Taylor Corey, Paralympian for Australia, in lane 3. And there is the world record holder, Valeria Shabalina. She goes in lane number 5. And next to her is the joint world record holder, Olivia Newman-Baronius, who equalled the world record held by Shabalina a couple of weeks ago at the trials. So the joint world record holders go right next to each other in lanes 4 and 5. Olivia Newman-Baronius and Valeria Shabalina. Newman-Baronius, the champion in the 200 metres individual medley yesterday. Shabalina, the champion in the 200 freestyle and in the backstroke. They share the world record time at 103.33.
It was Newman-Baronius that got the better start of the 2 swimmers in the centre lane. She went that time just a couple of weeks ago. Shabalina went the time back in 2022. So still going well at the front. Building on that lead is Newman-Baronius. She will turn first. The time of 29.41. Shabalina 30.78 with Corey 31.37, and then Falk in the bronze medal place for the Europeans 33.16 at the turn. But look at Newman-Baronius and the lead that she has as they go through the 75-metre mark.
Well, another great swim from Newman-Baronius. She was fantastic in the individual medley. She is fantastic here in the 100 butterfly. We'll just keep an eye on the clock as Olivia Newman-Baronius comes into the finish now, and she stops the clock 103.83. Just half a second outside the world record time, but she will be the European champion, her second European title in 2 days. Shabalina will be the silver medalist. Taylor Corey will get an open bronze medal, and Janina Fall from Austria will get the European bronze. But Shabalina, well, she was beaten there by Olivia Newman-Baronius. It was all about the first length from Olivia Newman-Baronius. She was really out fast. She had a massive lead at the halfway point. It was always going to be difficult to claw that one back for Shabalina.
Yeah, almost the same advantage for Newman-Baronius over Shabalina on the first and second leg. She was 1.3 up on the first leg, 1.3 up on the second length to finish 2.6 seconds ahead of Shabalina. Newman-Baronius has been a brilliant addition to the British team. The British team very strong in the S14 category across the female and male events. And Olivia Di Baroni looks to be the latest star that they have uncovered.
Olivia Newman-Baronius takes another European title to add the one she won to the one she won in the 200 metres individual medley. 103.83 to win the 100 butterfly ahead of Valeria Shabalina, with Taylor Corey taking the Open bronze medal and Janina Falk taking the European bronze. This is the S14 100 butterfly final. S14 class for swimmers with an intellectual impairment. They are led out by one of the non-Europeans, Mohammed Redzuan from Malaysia. Declan Budd, the 16-year-old first of two Australians in this final. Robert Isaac Jonsson, European silver medalist in 2021. He goes in 6th. Liam Schutter, bronze medalist in the Open event in the 200 freestyle earlier this week. Dmitry Vanzenko, well, he was World Championship finalist last year in this event. And William Ellard, top of the world rankings this year. Great Britain swimmer will go in lane number 4. He's had a very good week, William Ellard, winning the 200 freestyle. He's also been on the medal podium in the backstroke and in the individual medley as well. Time that tops the world rankings this year. William Ellard in lane number 4. Ellard in lane number 4 for Great Britain. Top of the world rankings at time of 55.45. He will be the favourite. Alongside him, Schluter and Vanzenko.
The last individual race.
Here is Ellard that popped up first in lane number 4. He got a good start and used that underwater well. He's half a body length up through 25 metres. Vanzenko's having a good week here in Madeira. He's going well, as is youngster Declan Budd down at the bottom. But it will be Ellard that turns first. 25.69 to Vanzenko's 26.63, and Jonsson getting the third place touch at the turn, 26.96. But Ellard is away and clear at the moment.
Well, really good turn there for William Ellard to take him clear of the field. A real battle going on for the second and third positions, but Ellard is away and he is going to take this European title. William Ellard into the last few strokes now, and he is in 55.72 for Ellard. He is the European champion ahead of Vanzenko. Schluter will take another medal, another Open medal for the Australian, and Robert Isaac Jonsson will take the European bronze medal. But William Ellard again dominated that one from the front. He was out fast and came back really strongly to take the gold medal.
Well, that has been the general theme of the evening here on this final night in Madeira. Those pre-race favourites or fastest seeds have not really experienced many upsets, and Ellard attacked that down the first 50. Such an advantage, but he came off the wall here very well indeed to extend his lead, and he looked supreme down those closing stages.
Yeah, there was no one to touch Ellard. Almost clear water between him and Vanzenko in second position. Ellard into the wall, Vanzenko in second, and Schluter, the Australian, getting in ahead of the Icelander. He will claim an Open bronze, and Jonsson will claim the European bronze. But there is the champion. William Ellard of Great Britain is the European champion in the 100 metres butterfly S14. Dmitry Vanzenko the silver, Schluter with the Open bronze, and Jonsson with the European bronze.
The last event of the
That's our final individual event of these championships, Liz, but still one more event to come, of course. That very exciting relay, the mixed 4x100 metres freestyle relay, 34 points.
In lane 2.
Well, here we go.
The Netherlands, the champions in the medley relay, they will be led off by Julian Hendricks, Lisa Kruger, Chantal Zuiderveld, and Ties van Hofhagen. That's their quartet. There's the Australians. Chloe Osborne, Alexander Tuckfield, Callum Simpson, and Victoria Berlando Nicholson. That will be their order. Spain, the bronze medalists. In the medley, Lopez San, Trek Martinez, Gascon, and Zodair Barretso. France have got a strong team. They're well supported in the crowd. Lauren Chardard, Paoli, Pierre, and Didier.
In lane 4.
And, well, in the centre lane will be the favourites for this one, the world record holders, Italy. They go with Scortacchini, Palazzo, Bocelli, and Barlam.
This is the mixed.
Well, again, 34 points, mixed relay. Italy in the middle lane. Alongside them, Spain in 3 and France in lane number 5. Great atmosphere here. All the teams getting behind their relay squads. Italy, the world record holders. They set that right here in this pool in Funchal in the World Championships in 2022.
Quiet for the start, please.
Well, it is always an excellent way to finish a meet with this relay. The atmosphere is always incredible. The crowd getting a little overexcited here as we need it to quiet down to be able to hear the start signals.
Oh, great stuff here from the swimmers. 34 points, of course. The classification numbers for all the swimmers can't exceed 34 points. The Dutch have 33 points, so they are under points, but all the rest have 34. And various combinations of classifications, various mixes of genders. France, well, they will build, taking their faster swimmers in the later stages. Lauren Chardard goes for them. Scortacchini will go for Italy. The S10 female swimmer in the middle lanes. And for Spain, Lopez Sanz, the S8 male swimmer. So really fascinating to watch how this one pans out, Liz.
Yeah, Lopez Sanz got a good start for Spain, as did Scortacchini, as you would expect. Chloe Osborne goes for Australia, their female S7 swimmer in lane 6. And the Dutch have started with Julian Hendricks, who's their S7 male. Going well at the front is Scortacchini. She turned 5 100ths ahead of Lopez Sanz for Italy to lead Spain down this first 100 metres. Chardard is in 3rd place at the moment for France.
Yeah, and the Italians very, very strong all the way through their team. It's very difficult to see a weak link in the Italian team. Lopez Sanz really wants to have an advantage over the Italians here. He will hand over to Ariel Schrenk Martinez on the second leg for Spain. The Italians have Zina Francesca Palazzo, so expect the Spanish swimmer just to extend the lead over the Italians here. In for France is Agata Paoli. She's taken over from Lauren Chardard. Lisa Kruger will be in for the Netherlands, and Alexander Tuckfield in for the Australians. Might bring them back into contention.
Yeah, Schrenk Martinez going really well here for Spain. Palazzo is an excellent relay swimmer for Italy, and they've led off with their 2 female swimmers, the Italians. The Spanish have gone with their 2 male swimmers, so Schrenk Martinez will hand over to Sarai Gascon for this 3rd leg as they come in to the lead. And it will be Spain that lead at the halfway point. But Palazzo is going to hand over to Federico Bocelli, who's already had that 100-metre swim this evening to get that bronze medal. Gascon is in the water. Going well, his Australia in 6. Alexander Tuckfield swam an excellent leg. The S10 athlete to overhaul Palazzo and go in the water. Callum Simpson now ahead of Bocelli for Australia. Spain still out in front at the moment, but Emmeline Pierre is in the water for France and Chantal Judeveld for the Netherlands.
Well, Gascon still has that advantage now. Simpson trying to come back for the Australians. They can close the gap on the Spanish. They might have a chance of overhauling them. Picelli still in the mix for the Italians. And the Italians have got Simone Barlam on that final leg. So he is a big threat. And the Spanish have got Nahe Zuder Barretso, their S8 female, against the world record holder in the S9 class. I'm not sure it's going to be enough of a margin for the Spanish to hold on to this. They go in first, and the Australians in second, and Barlam is in third spot for the Italians.
And Hugo Didier has just entered the water from France as he takes over from Emmeline Pierre. Italy have already overhauled Belando Nicholson, who's swimming for Australia, and now Barlam is coming up in line with Zuder Barretso as we go into the final turn. It will be Italy leading from Spain. Here comes Didier for France. He looks to pass the Australians, but Barlam is away and clear.
Well, it's Simone Barlam against the clock now. Are we going to be on for a final world record of these championships? Simone Barlam bringing the Italians home. Didier might come through into silver, but Simone Barlam, it's going to be gold for Italy. Another great swim from the Italians in this relay. 4:02.9 for the Italians. Didier will bring the French through for the silver medal position. It is very, very close at the finish. It looks like the Australians might have just nicked an open bronze from the Spanish there, but the Spanish will be the European bronze medalist. But what a great performance from the Italian quartet, just outside the world record time by less than a second. That quartet of Scortacchini, Palazzo, Picelli and Barlam.
That result confirmed Italy are the gold medalists.
Well, now we can all catch our breath. That was a very entertaining way to finish the meet. We've been talking about it all week, how all of the relays in the paraswimming program have changed to a mixed gender format, and it really has led to some incredibly exciting races. So many more combinations available for so many countries, and it to finish off a swim meet.
Yeah, the Spanish were in the lead for long periods there, but they needed a big advantage to hold off the challenge of Simone Barlam on that final leg from Italy. The Australians finished very well, and their time 4:11.56 is an oceanic record. They've taken a big chunk off that oceanic record held by another Australian team. There in the early stages, well, it was Spain going out well with Lopez Sanz on the first leg against Scortacchini. Lopez Sanz did a good job, but Scortacchini kept pace with the Spanish swimmer as they came into the turn. Ariel Schrenk Martinez, the S9 swimmer for Spain, needed to put a gap between him and Palazzo, the S8 swimmer from Italy, and it was Sarai Gascon who built on that lead as the Italians were just about overhauled there by the Australians who moved into second place. But at the end, Zuder Barretso, the S8 swimmer for Spain, well, that was the moment that Simone Barlam went past the Spanish swimmer, with the Australians coming through very strongly, and Hugo Didier with another great finish for the French as they came in. It was Barlam on the last leg.
This is the final takeover. Oh, look at that. We're obviously right.
We spent too long together.
The final takeover. Didier went in quite far down, but again, he's been in excellent form here this week. And he overhauls the Australians and the Spanish at the same time as they were shoulder to shoulder to come in and take a superb silver for the French.
Italy confirmed as the mixed 4x100 freestyle relay 34-point champions. France will take the silver medal. It's an oceanic record for Australia to take the open bronze, and Spain will be the European bronze medalists.
The victory ceremony for the men's 100 meters freestyle
Well,
S5.
what a great relay to finish. There's Didier, finishing like an absolute train Didier, as we've seen him all week. And that, as they say, Liz, is almost that. Just the medal presentations for us to enjoy. So please stick with us for the final set of medal presentations before we close out this European Open Championships.
Bronze medalist representing Italy.
Medalha de bronze em representação de Itália.
Francesco Bocciaro. Silver medalist, neutral para-athlete.
Medalha de prata para atleta neutro.
Kirill Pulver. Gold medalist and European champion representing Ukraine.
Medalha de ouro e campeão europeu em representação da Ucrânia.
Alexander Komarov. Please rise if you're able for the national anthem of Ukraine.
Por favor, levantem, se possível, para o hino nacional da Ucrânia.
Madeira, your medalists.
Madeira, os vossos medalhados.
The victory ceremony for the women's 100 meters freestyle S3.
Cerimónia de entrega de medalhas dos 100 metros livres femininos S3.
Right.
Bronze medalist, neutral para-athlete.
Medalha de bronze para atleta neutro.
Zoya Shuturova. Silver medalist, representing Great Britain.
Medalha de prata em representação da Grã-Bretanha.
Ellie Chalice. Gold medalist and European champion, representing Spain.
Medalha de ouro e campeã europeia em representação de Espanha.
Marta Fernandez Infante. Please rise if you're able for the national anthem of Spain.
Por favor, levantem-se, se possível, para o hino nacional de Espanha.
Madeira, your medalists.
Madeira, as atletas medalhadas.
The victory ceremony for the women's 50 meters butterfly S6.
Cerimónia de entrega de medalhas dos 50 metros mariposa femininos S6.
Bronze medalist representing Great Britain.
Medalha de bronze em representação da Grã-Bretanha.
Maisie Summers Newton. Silver medalist representing Ireland.
Medalha de prata em representação da Irlanda.
Nicole Turner. Gold medalist and European champion representing Germany.
Medalha de ouro e campeã europeia em representação da Alemanha.
Verena Schott. Please rise if you're able for the national anthem of Germany.
Por favor, levantem-se, se possível, para o hino nacional da Alemanha.
Madeira, your medalists.
Madeira, as vossas medalhadas.
The victory ceremony for the men's 50 meters butterfly S6.
Cerimónia de entrega de medalhas dos 50 metros mariposa masculinos S6.
Bronze medalist, neutral para-athlete,
Medalha de bronze para atleta neutro.
Andrei Granichka. Silver medalist representing Spain.
Medalha de prata em representação de Espanha.
David Sanchez Sierra. Gold medalist and European champion representing France.
Medalha de ouro e campeão europeu em representação de França.
Laurent Chadad. Please rise if you're able for the national anthem of France.
Por favor, levantem, se possível, para o hino nacional de França.
Madeira, your medalists.
Madeira, os vossos medalhados.
The victory ceremony for the men's 50 meters freestyle S9.
Cerimónia de entrega de medalhas dos 50 metros livres masculinos S9.
The medals will be presented by the Vice President of the Portuguese Paralympic Committee and former Paralympic swimmer.
As medalhas serão entregues pela vice-presidente do Comitê Paralímpico Português e ex-nadadora paralímpica, Leila Marques Mota.
Bronze medalist, neutral para-athlete,
Medalha de bronze para atleta neutro,
Bogdan Mozgovoy. Silver medalist, neutral para-athlete,
medalha de prata para atleta neutro,
Denis Tarasov. Gold medalist and European champion representing Italy.
medalha de ouro e campeão europeu em representação de Itália,
Simone Bala. Please rise if you're able for the national anthem of Italy.
Por favor, levantem, se possível, para o hino nacional de Itália.
medalists.
Madeira, os vossos medalhados.
The victory ceremony for the women's 100 meters butterfly S14.
Cerimónia de entrega de medalhas dos 100 metros mariposa femininos S14.
Bronze medalist representing Austria,
Medalha de bronze em representação da Áustria.
Janina Volk. Silver medalist, neutral para-athlete,
Medalha de prata para a atleta neutra.
Valeria Chabalina. Gold medalist and European champion, representing Great Britain.
Medalha de ouro e campeã europeia em representação da Grã-Bretanha.
Olivia Newman Baronius. Please rise if you're able for the national anthem of Great Britain.
Por favor, levantem, se possível, para o hino nacional da Grã-Bretanha.
Madeira, your medalists.
Madeira, as vossas medalhadas.
The victory ceremony for the men's 100 meters butterfly S14.
Cerimónia de entrega de medalhas dos 100 metros mariposa masculinos S14.
Bronze medalist representing Iceland,
Medalha de bronze em representação da Islândia.
Robert Isaac Jansson. Silver medalist representing Ukraine,
Medalha de prata em representação da Ucrânia.
Dmitro Van Zenko. Gold medalist and European champion, representing Great Britain,
Medalha de ouro e campeão europeu em representação da Grã-Bretanha.
William Ellard. Please rise if you are able for the national anthem of Great Britain.
Por favor, levantem, se possível, para o hino nacional da Grã-Bretanha.
Madeira, your medalists.
Madeira, os atletas medalhados.
The victory ceremony for the mixed 4x100 meters freestyle relay, 34 points.
Cerimónia de entrega de medalhas da estafeta mista de 4 por 100 metros livres, 34 pontos.
Bronze medalists.
E a medalha de bronze.
Spain. Spain are represented by Inigo Lopez Sanz, Ariel Enrique Shrek Martinez, Sarai Gascon, and Nahia Zude Borezo. Silver medalists.
E com a medalha de prata.
France. France are represented by Laurent Chadad, Agatha Pauli, Emmeline Pierre, and Hugo Diaz. Gold medalists and European champions.
Medalha de ouro e campeões europeus.
Italy. Italy are represented by Alessia Scortacchini, Xenia Francesca Palazzo, Federico Vicelli, and Simone Bala. Please rise if you are able for the national anthem of Italy.
Por favor, levantem-se, se possível, para o hino nacional de Itália. nossos medalhados.
Well, Liz, probably a fitting way to end this championships. Another rendition of the Italian national anthem, and they have been great this European Championships, haven't they?
Yep, it finished how it started, with an Italian gold medal. And look at the joy on that relay podium. It was really an excellent race to finish off what has been an incredible week.
Yeah, the Italians have been excellent this week. We have seen some great performances, some very close contests, some dead heats, which we've been enjoying this week. It's been a fantastic European Championships as these countries work their way towards the Paris Paralympic Games. We've seen a number of records, 8 world records in total, Liz, this week. That's fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah, for this time of the season in a Paralympic year, we've talked about how different countries are using this meet for different phases of their preparation. So to see such fast swimming is really encouraging for the summer.
As the relay teams, they don't want to leave that podium. There's the big support in the crowd from the Italians with these huge flags. There's Lizzie. And of course our World Para Swimming management team there in the foreground. Our technical officials are now being joined by Lizzie as they make their way from pool deck. But there are the champions in the relay. The champions in the overall championship in terms of medals are the Italians. They have been absolutely superb here in Madeira. And Madeira itself have done these championships proud, Liz.
Yeah, it's been another incredible trip to Madeira for World Para Swimming, and this is the final medal table.
And the Italians will top that table with 26 goals. Ukraine next with 21. Netherlands tie on goals with Great Britain, but they are ahead on bronze, so they clinch 3rd place on that medal table for Europe. Down there, 10 countries have got 3 gold medals or more, and 19 countries have hit the top of the medal podium. Just in 20th place, Portugal, 3 silver medals, so close to hearing the Portuguese national anthem, but they miss out this time by the closest of margins. 3 silvers though. The host nation was celebrating that, and they can be proud of their performances here in Madeira. And we added another country to the medal podium today, and that was Iceland on that penultimate event. Robert Jonsson taking that bronze medal for the Icelandic team. So that's us. We are finished here in Madeira. It has been a fantastic championships. We hope you enjoyed this coverage from World Para Swimming as the athletes work their way towards the Paris Paralympic Games. So from myself, Paul Noble and Liz Johnson, it's been a privilege to be with you this week. For one last time, it's goodbye from Madeira.
A huge thank you to the hundreds of volunteers who have given up their week, given up their time to support this competition and to make this possible. We couldn't do it without you. Of course, to the athletes for putting on the huge show that you have. A huge thank you to all of their coaches and support staff. We can't do it without you guys either. And what a week it has been across the course of the last 7 days. We hope you have a super fantastic evening. We hope you have a safe journey to wherever.